me.
Once again, we are back. This is another episode of the We Love Gaming podcast. This is episode 53. And my name is Godly Sovereign. And of course, as always, I have two swell guys with me. One of them happens to be the 898th all-time Pokemon champion, Markariah. How are you doing this week, my man?
I'm doing great. I'm 732 now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You went down a little bit. What happened?
No, I went up.
I said 898th.
But now I'm 700.
Oh, okay.
You're
Well,
raising the
you know.
ranks a bit, man.
All right,
Yeah, I was taking
okay.
so many pictures on Pokemon Snap, you know?
Yeah.
Just got up in the ranks.
Yeah. That's good, man. Okay. But your week's been good, though?
Yeah, man, my week's been really good. The weather's been heating up a little bit,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I do like a little bit hotter weather. I don't like cold. I like the hot.
Okay.
But hopefully it doesn't get too hot because I don't have like central air in my house. I just
Yeah.
have like the wall units for each room.
Okay.
So hopefully it doesn't get too hot, but so far the week's been good, man. Thanks for asking.
That's good. And of course, we cannot forget about the man who has gone through 69 chambers of Hades himself, SirKnight. What is good? How's your week been?
69, nice, man. It's been real good, actually.
Yeah.
I kind of had a special week. I graduated a couple days ago with my master's
Congratulations
degree.
on your
Yeah.
master's,
Yeah.
man.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah.
And also, it was your birthday yesterday?
Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday. So I
Oh,
felt
damn.
this week.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Graduating from your master's and then having your birthday the next day, man, you should have had a crap ton of gifts.
It's a lot
You
of
get anything
cake,
good?
man. It's a lot of cake. Actually, my birthday was yesterday. I just went out, my wife and I, and just got some dinner, saw a movie. But we're supposed to celebrate my birthday with my family like next week.
Okay.
And that's when I'll probably, get some gifts rolling in and stuff.
Nice.
And then also my graduation party is a couple weeks from now. So,
Right.
Nice.
all that stuff will happen later.
That's what's up.
But yeah, it was pretty dope, man. A lot
What
of
movie
fun.
did you see?
We went and saw Nobody. Or sorry, Nobody. I was gonna say
We
somebody.
went and saw nobody. We're like,
Yeah,
what?
we went and saw Nobody. It's
Nobody,
actually really
Nobody.
dope. You should go check out Nobody. It's basically like a John Wick.
Oh, okay.
It's really good, actually. Really, really good.
Okay.
I'm gonna check that out.
It's really, really
So-
good. Yeah, I'd recommend seeing that, man.
Oh, okay. Has the actor from Better Call Saul?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Which
He does
one?
a great
Actual
job,
Saul?
too. Saul.
Actual
yeah.
Saul.
Oh,
good one.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
he does
okay.
a great
That's a
job.
good
too.
actor.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, we can't forget about you, the viewer, the listener. We definitely wouldn't be doing this without you guys. So, thank you for
Absolutely.
tuning in. And of course, we have some goals set up for the future. So one of the main goals is that we'd like to go live eventually. That way we could get more interaction with you guys. So to do that, we've set up like a little goal or whatnot. And if you guys would like to help contribute to that goal, hit the link, the Patreon link in the description. And, any little bit helps. You know what I mean? We're going to stack up until we
Yeah.
can get the right equipment to give you guys a good production, because that's what we want. We don't want some shitty, like sounds or anything like that. We want good quality sound,
Yeah.
good video.
Every single
everything else.
dime you guys contribute will go to the show. So it's not going to us. It's all being reinvested in the show. So
Right.
really you're just giving to yourself, because when you give to the show, you give to the better production value of your experience. So
Right.
just
That's a
keep
good
that in
point.
mind,
That's a
right?
great point.
It's all just for it's all going back to the show, not us. So
For sure. So before we get started on all these topics, because we got a lot to go over, right? E3's coming up, and there's a lot of leaks that are popping up everywhere. But before we start anything, SirKnight, what have you been playing this week?
So more Eternal
Okay.
Nice,
and
nice.
a little
Did you
bit
beat it
more
yet?
Outriders. Only I'll explain why. But no, I haven't got even close to beating Returnal. I've just basically been spending the vast majority of my time in Biome 1.
Gotcha.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, well, that's a good thing. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, your $70 is getting spread. So
That's
I'm,
right.
I'm glad you didn't beat it. Because I had a
That's
weird
right.
feeling you're going to beat it like
Exactly.
right away and be like, you know what, this game was awesome, but it was short. But
Well, I'm getting better at the game.
That's good to
And I
hear.
think I could probably get further. But the problem is there's one thing I keep running into in Biome 1 that's probably going to make me change my strategy. But basically, those little yellow things you fall into, I was telling you, those little sparkly
Yeah,
yellow
those
things on
little
the floor,
holes that drop.
and it breaks and you fall down into a secret zone. I think I'm going to have to cut those out of my runs, because one of those, it's random. It's always random. One of those has like a meaty boss in it,
Mm.
and like real meaty, like something I can't really handle, and I keep dying to that. So it's like I'm blowing through like the rest of the biome like real easy. I'm collecting everything. I'm killing everything. I'm not gonna die.
Right.
I've only ever died when I fall into like that little underground passage, and if there's a mad boss down there. So it's like I like falling down into those things because it's
They
like
give good loot
it's like a
sometimes,
coin
right?
flip. Sometimes there's nothing there but just like gold, or there's nothing there but chest, and then sometimes there's a boss down there. But that's ruining my whole run. Like it's so frustrating.
That's the catch-22, right? It's
Which
like,
is why I didn't have to cut it from the
do
run.
you go for the
entirely.
greed, or
yeah,
do you go,
exactly,
do you
'cause
go
I
for the
can't kill
surefire
it.
thing? You know?
Like I'm not good enough at killing it. They're just way too strong.
Yeah.
Like it's souped up on a whole nother level compared
Gotcha.
to everything else in the biome. So like I just can't do it. And then also there is one room in the biome always too that's like a challenge room. And I just like it's waves. So like you're spawning a bunch of guys, and then at the end they'll spawn like a boss.
Okay.
And sometimes that boss is really hard, and sometimes it's not too bad. So like that's just kind of like a coin flip too. But it seems like the yellow sparkles every time. One of those rooms is tough, right? Every run. So no matter what, if I keep falling down those sparkled caverns, then I'm gonna find a tough boss if I choose, to keep going down those. So I think I might just have to cut them out altogether.
Might be your best bet.
But I ran into a bug, man, on that game.
Oh yeah,
Really?
I actually ran into it my first time playing it the previous week, but
didn't realize
I didn't
it?
know that it was a bug because I just assumed that it was just. So let me tell you, when I came across the house,
Okay.
it wouldn't let me enter. I go up to the door and it would say, "You're still downloading this game." So when I first played it, I was like, okay, maybe I am still downloading in the background. So I just ignored it.
Yeah.
Right. And then I came and I talked to y'all about the game. Now this week occurred, and I kept getting that. And I was like, shit, man, like, how can I still be downloading this? This makes no sense.
Right. Did
But
you
it was
check
just the
your
house,
thing?
and I didn't care. I wanted to keep playing.
Because that reveals the story, right?
Because that's part of the story. So I haven't seen
You
any
gotta
of
go
that.
up the steps
I haven't
and look
seen
in the
any of
bedroom and
that
all that
first person stuff that you were, how it
Right.
switches to first person and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but I wanted to keep playing my run, so I just kind of ignored it. But they do have these little portals. Once you, from what I understand, I believe, once you beat a boss in a biome, they open up a portal so you can just skip to the next biome. So once you beat the boss, like, you never have to beat it again. But it's like I said, you're still creeping and taking your time in each biome because you need all the upgrades. I don't want to move on to biome 2 with my entry level stuff. Like, I'm gonna just die.
Yeah. that makes
So I
sense.
still need to clear the rooms.
You're talking about just like dipping straight to the boss's
Yeah,
room,
like if
going
I
through the
just
portal into the 2.
ignored everything and tried to run and find the portal,
Right.
then I could just bypass biome 1 and not even ever play it again.
Okay.
But that's not really beneficial to me because I won't survive biome 2 unless I boost my guy up in biome 1.
Right.
So it still takes a while to get through biome 1. And I still can't even imagine getting into biome 5 or 6 and dying. Like, that would be just tragic. Which is why I still feel the exact same way I did before, even though like I said, I think Returnal's a lot of fun. It's a good game. I don't like dying after playing that long, which is why I think traditional roguelikes need to be shorter in nature, hour and a half tops each run for a full run, because then you don't mind jumping back in and doing the loop, right?
So sorry, before you continue. So to understand this, so even though you die, when you come back, the boss in biome 1 is no longer there.
It's there. I can go kill him if I want.
But you can bypass him if you'd like.
Right.
Got you.
There's now a new chamber added to the biome.
Uh-huh.
That's a portal to the next biome.
Okay.
Interesting.
So does the boss drop enough loot or items that
That's a
it
good
makes
question.
it like you'd want to kill the boss again?
That's a really good question because there are things that you collect that I've only seen them being able to be used after I killed the first boss in biome 1. When I killed the first boss in biome 1, a chamber opened up and there was things in there. I was able to put this cube-like thing inside this structure, and there were some other things in there.
That was
I
the
could
weapon,
do.
the weapon cube or whatever.
I think it was something like a weapon
the
cube.
item
I don't.
or something like
Yeah, I
that?
can't recall exactly what that cube did for me, but it took something with me for the rest of the game. I don't remember what it was, but I've never seen that thing to distribute that cube ever again since after killing that boss. So I think it's that chamber only opens after you defeat
like
a
a
boss,
special
and then you can
reward
put
for
that in there.
being
I've
the boss.
collected a cube like every biome, but I've never been able to deposit it. So I've never been able
Maybe
to like
that's
take
why.
it with me. So I was thinking maybe it is worth it to go back and kill that boss. I don't know, but you can skip it, right? But the thing is, I kept finding that chamber, and the same bug was happening with the house. It was saying you haven't downloaded the full game yet.
Mm.
And now it's like, okay, there's something wrong here. And so I whipped my phone out. I looked it up. Sure enough, it's a bug. Everyone says you have to uninstall it and reinstall it again.
Whack.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, does this mean like I lose all that
Your
I have
save or
acquired?
what? Yeah.
You know, because I've acquired something. It's like you get a sword. You know, I got the alt fire. You get some things that you've carried over with you.
Right.
It's not like you get stronger, but there's a few items you got or become permanent things.
Different abilities.
that
or
let
like
you unlock areas that you couldn't unlock before. Like I think after you kill the second biome boss, you get a grappling hook. And there's lots of things in biome 1 that require a grappling hook to traverse to, which I've never seen. So I mean, I would like to get that.
That's dope.
And that hook carries on. So it's like you're not really getting stronger each run, but sometimes each new biome you get a new item that lets you go to new places in each biome.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's cool. That still to me is roguelike, not light. But anyways, I was worried about that, but I had to do it because I couldn't access like these parts of the game.
Right.
I was like, I can't keep playing this way, especially if I want to skip the first biome boss. I can't.
Yeah.
So I uninstalled the thing and I reinstalled it, and I was really close to just saying, okay, I think I'm done with this game if I have to do this, you know?
Yeah.
And I was about to bring it down here and just give it 20 off.
Yeah.
But I played it and all my stuff was there still.
Awesome.
Nice.
So that internal
So there's
save
some
or whatever,
type of
that
save
cloud,
that's on your system.
exactly.
Okay.
So they're saving.
Nice.
I just wish they would let you save in the game, right?
When you
And
want.
leave it and come
That
back. So, but like I said, I heard they're thinking about adding that to the game. But I would play Returnal for like an hour or so and I would die. And I would start thinking, damn, man, why am I playing this? I should be playing Outriders. Because every hour I play of Outriders, I get stronger and stronger. And this, I'm not getting anywhere, right? I'm not making any progress here. And I would just be discouraged to want to keep playing Returnal, even though it's fun. And the shooting is pretty fun in Outriders. Like, Returnal is maybe a tad more fun, but to be honest, Outriders is almost just as fun. Mowing down all those guys is pretty darn fun. So, like, they're like very similar. They're both third-person shooters. And, like, in my mind, I'm like, I kind of rather play Outriders than this because I'm getting better gear and better loot a lot more often. So I kind of would go back and forth between those games all week.
Okay.
But yeah, so I ran into a bug that sucked. That hurts my opinion of the game. But now it's working.
That's good.
Everything's downloaded, and they said you had to wait. And so what I did was I uninstalled it, and then I reinstalled it, and I went to the download screen to make sure everything was downloaded. The
Before
full
you
game
started it.
and the day one patch. Before I even fired the game up. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I did not want that to happen again. And
Right.
that fixed it for me.
Okay.
So if that happens
to
to
know,
y'all,
good to know.
then keep that in mind. If that little download is incomplete,
Yeah.
pops
Hopefully
up.
they fix that shit. By
I
the
hope
time
so.
we get it,
yeah, I
yeah.
hope they fix it. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. What you been playing, Mark?
So, World of Warcraft Burning Crusade came out this week, guys, and I did not play it. Just wanted to say it came out.
Good for you. Good for you, man.
Yeah, just because
You resisted the urge.
I successfully resisted the urge.
Awesome. I know you said that was a goal of yours because this whole
Yeah, because of the
skin
baby
shops
and everything. And then I don't like some of the things they're doing. So, yeah, I just decided, you know what? I'll just watch from the sidelines if I want. So, yeah. So, I heard it came out. It came out, and the launch was pretty smooth from what my buddy Squid was telling me. So, that's good. I'm glad it was a smooth launch. So,
it was nice.
that came out. I tried to play all the PS Plus games. So I started with Operation Tango.
Okay.
So my buddy Joe downloaded it, so we played it together.
Nice.
And I'm gonna
Did Kung Fu Devil see the live? Did you talk about the live? Or nah?
Oh, when we did the live giveaway?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask him because he was our only viewer.
Yeah.
I'll ask him this week. So shout out to you, Kung Fu. So yeah, so we played it together, and I'm gonna say that playing with a friend, the game's awesome.
Right.
It doesn't have any
So,
matchmaking that I know of. It would suck to play with a random, but the way the game works is one person is like in person at a location. So like the first level for us was like a bank kind of area.
Okay.
And we had to go to the vault. We had to get something from the vault, and then we had to escape without dying. So there's one person who's actually doing it,
Right.
and then there's one person who's like the hacker. So I started off by being the hacker, and it's pretty cool because you can jump on security cameras, and I can see what he's doing.
What you were saying,
so I can tell him like, "Oh, go here, go here." When you go on security cameras, I can see things that he can't see. So he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, walk, a couple feet this way. I see something on the ground. I'm like, stand right here.
Nice.
And then
Cool.
he sees things like there's areas on my hacking terminal where I can type in an IP address. I can type in passwords. So I'm asking him, hey, do you see any numbers anywhere? Do you see any of this? Like,
Dude, that's dope.
So then he's like,
That's
oh, yeah,
neat.
I found this
We gotta
number.
play that,
Yeah,
man.
no, man.
So
We all got to get on there. And play
So yeah,
that.
so it's pretty dope. And then there's this part where like he had to go to a computer. I'm like, hey, look for this guy, this workstation, and give me the number, the IP on the workstation, so I can hack into it.
Yeah.
Download this guy's like ID, and then made a fake ID for him to scan. Like it's pretty cool. The really cool level though was it was on a train.
Okay.
And this one, I wasn't playing the hacker this time. I changed perspectives to the agent, I'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're on a train, and on this train, you had to find who the bad guy was. They're trying to take over the train or hijack the train. They're trying to use
hostages or something.
They're trying to hack everybody's phone and put a bug. So you had to figure out who the bad guy was.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe on his end was able to tell me some like personality traits, and I was like going up like, oh, maybe this is the guy. So then I would try to hack their phone, scan their phone, and then I would try to bug their phone so I could get some information. So it was just like super dope,
That's cool,
and then
man.
you have to stop the train, before it crashes and kills
Derails or
everybody.
something? Yeah.
And so this level was time based. So when you're doing certain puzzles, you couldn't fail. You couldn't fail more than a couple times, otherwise the train would crash.
So you're panicking a bit.
So dude,
Yeah.
you're like, dude, give me this number, give me this number.
Yeah.
So it kind of has mini games, like Among Us mini games, little BS, easy
Little time wasters.
little time wasters, but just with a little bit more complexity.
Okay.
So that game was really cool. Let's see, what other games? Oh, I fired up Squadrons. I just played the the introductory mission, and that was really fun. It felt really
Nice.
really cool flying the ships. It felt better than the Battlefield 2 ship battle mode. It felt much better. The cockpit was more detailed. It seemed.
Did you ever play
Battlefront?
not Battlefield, Battlefront? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So
Oh, okay,
it's it feels better than the Battlefront
Okay,
2
okay.
Starship Battle
Gotcha.
version.
Mm-hmm.
And the mission, the story is pretty cool because it rotates you between each faction. What is it? The New Order and the Republic or whatever.
Right.
So you can't really pick. It switches. So you start by playing on one side, and then something happens, and
So
then
it
you
just
switch.
forces you to switch.
So it's cool because I'm like,
Interesting.
oh, I get, it makes sense. It makes
I
this,
see.
that's
see.
how the introductory was. I don't know how the rest of the campaign is,
Yeah.
but that game was pretty dope so far.
Nice.
And I didn't try Virtua Fighter yet,
yeah.
but I'm gonna fire that bad boy up.
Can I ask you about Squadrons real quick?
for sure.
When you go onto it, does it tell you the different ways to play the game? This game can be played in VR, can be played with the Move controllers, whatever. Did it show that at all? Because I'm wondering if we only got
Does it recognize the VR or whatever when you attach it, and how does it
or
work?
does it
Yeah.
does it
I
give
didn't
you
see
the options
anything
of all
for
you can
VR.
play it with, or if
It
there's
just
a
had
separate version
single
you have to
player
download?
campaign, but it forced me into doing this introductory campaign. It's essentially a tutorial, but it's the first level of campaign.
Right.
It forced me into that. I couldn't play multiplayer out of the gates. I couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it forced me into that. So I don't know if that changed. So I'll check when I get home now.
Okay.
Because now I can do any mode I want.
Right.
But that little thing is like a 40-minute little quick tutorial. It teaches you essentially how to play the game. It's the first level of the campaign. So I'll double check and let you know.
Okay. I still gotta download that thing now. But
it's pretty good.
I got a long list of VR games that I need to do, so I gotta plug that whole up and start.
Yeah, for sure.
playing
For sure.
stuff.
Oh,
But,
and I downloaded Horizons also,
okay.
and I started playing the first level.
Which game?
Horizon
Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, okay.
So I downloaded
Finally.
that, and I started playing just a little bit. I'm like the young girl.
Yeah. Just stumbled upon all the ruins. And learning about
Exactly.
everything.
So I'm just pretty much doing the tutorial in that game as well.
Mhm.
Oh, and Far Cry was on sale for Far Cry 3 4, and 5, and it was like $17.99
for all three.
Damn, for all
Yeah.
three, a little pack.
So I was like, that's pretty good.
Score.
Wait, was it the like the full edition?
Yeah.
So
it
like
was
you got
full
the New
edition.
Dawn and all of that stuff.
Oh, no, New Dawn's a separate game.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
it had the full edition for Far Cry 3, and I don't think it came with any DLC for Far Cry 4 or Far Cry 5. But I know Far Cry 3, it came with like the complete edition. So I fired up Far Cry 3. I wasn't too impressed with it, and I think just because it's
old.
showing its age. So
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go to Far Cry 5,
Dude, 5 is fun.
and
I still need to play.
I loved
that. You
5.
still got that copy of 5?
I don't think I do. I think I
Okay.
might have downloaded it. I don't remember.
because a lot of things were a little clunky. Like the story, I can see, it seems, like the game starts off with a bang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're captured, and then you escape, and then you're looking for, I don't know if it's your girlfriend, you're looking for some girl. It's just it's like a weird turn of events, in my opinion. Everything is just a little bit too like, oh, now I'm saved perfectly out of the river.
The best thing about Far Cry 3 is the villain boss. He's considered one of the best villains in gaming history.
Is that
And
the
he's
first
really
guy that's like talking to you when you're in the?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
He's the guy from
He's that kinda
Breaking
guy.
Bad?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the guy. He's
Gotcha.
the main villain. He's a great villain throughout all of it. And then they tried to duplicate that villain in 4, but he doesn't quite hit the mark.
In the 4, that's the guy with the blonde hair or
It's
something.
Maine, yeah, Perrin
the
Maine
guy
or
on the
something like
picture?
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, the guy with the blonde hair.
Gotcha.
5 though, I just really liked 5 because they went in a different direction with like weapons and stuff. You can get like legendary weapons.
Oh, that's dope.
They gave it more RPG aspects.
Yeah, a little bit more RPG aspects. So a little change of direction, and you can have like a pet. You can tame animals, and they follow
That's
you around.
dope.
I really, really liked 5 quite a bit, and I kind of like the story as well. And it's set in America,
That's
the
cool.
United States for once. So it's kind of cool to explore,
Yeah.
a backside country,
That's cool.
America.
That's
So I really liked it. But to me, what made it most memorable is the New Dawn attachment. Even though New Dawn is its own separate game, it's basically like a highly glorified DLC because it continues the story directly.
Oh, that's cool.
So like that's what I liked about it. And then Far Cry 5 has one of the
Pagan Men.
Pagan Men.
Is he 5?
That's 4.
Or 4?
That's
okay,
4.
Got on the cover of 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4. Yeah, that's
Far
fine.
Cry 5 has one of the most unique endings to a game I've ever seen. Which is why I recommend playing that one too. I would just skip 3. I can see where it's age. I went and I was like, I really was aching for an open world game a few weeks back. I really wanted to play an open world game. So I fired up Far Cry 4 again because I have that downloaded on my system. I was like, I think I'm just going to try to jump back into Far Cry 4 and play that, And it was showing its age a little bit. I was like, I kind of wanted to play 5, even though I had just finished 5 more recently.
See, what you guys are talking
wanted to
about
play
is
4.
how I feel about like a lot of the older games and stuff. It's like, damn, why would I go
These
back
aren't
to it 'cause it just
masterpieces, though.
looks like
These
it.
aren't masterpieces. That's what I'm saying. My argument only with those is like masterpieces. I don't think you would see the original God of War's age, but I think you would see it's a ton of fun still, regardless of it being an old game.
I was trying to put my head in the shoes of people who played it when it first came out. I think it came out in 2011 or something. The first Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
Or 2010. I would say when it first came out, I was trying to envision. I was like, yeah, this is probably pretty awesome because
It was awesome.
it has skill trees, which is really cool. It has a big map, all these, and it's kind of like user friendly because it tells you where chests are. Like it is fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But some of these little like side pissant quests get kind of annoying doing. Like at first I was trying to do them all. Like, oh, I gotta go. There's some bandit over here, and I gotta go kill him with my knife only. I was like, okay, let me go do the main quest, and then there's like gathering side quests.
It doesn't look like Far Cry 6, does it?
Nah.
You're like when you saw how beautiful that.
Far Cry
this
3
is
came out in
not quite-
2012.
So you're right. Yeah, you said 11.
And
yeah,
then
2012.
Far Cry 4 came out in 14, and then 5 in 18.
Got you. But yeah, I would say like when it first came out, it was probably like I missed it. It was probably amazing.
Yeah, I loved Far Cry 3, but it's not one I would recommend someone necessarily go back and play.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't deter them because it still was a good game and they have a great villain.
Yeah.
But it's not like Knights of the
Masterpiece.
Republic, right? Or these games that I consider just absolute bangers that
can
need
see
to be
that.
played by every true loving gamer.
Yeah.
But definitely Far Cry 3 is dope. But Far Cry 5 is
Yeah, I'm gonna fire
a
it
lot
up.
more
But
fun,
for
in my
18 bucks,
opinion.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I'll just have them in the
Absolutely.
collection.
Absolutely.
Just to have them.
I did hear that the PSN is having like a crazy sale
Yeah, that's what I got
going
it
on
on.
right now.
I did
so
too.
It was like
I gotta look and see if Far Cry 5 and New Dawn.
I
If they
think
got
they
like
were,
them
like,
separate
really
and they're really
cheap.
cheap. Or maybe check GameStop and see how if they're dirt cheap or whatever, if they're available, you know. Because I still want to play Far Cry 5 because you kept saying
I really like
ending.
it, man. I think you like
and
it
I
too.
love the Far Cry series. I
know.
played Far Cry 1, 2, 3, 4. I just haven't played 5, and I haven't played Primal.
I see, yeah.
So missed out on Primal, but yeah. So
in my opinion, I would, if I were you guys, I would focus on like, for you, The Last of Us instead of like Horizon or Far Cry, only because I would not want you to get burnt out. Like you play all this, you play like the next month Horizon, and then 1 month later, 2 months later, Horizon Forbidden West comes out. You might be like, I just got done playing that game for like 2 months.
I don't know.
I don't want to play it just to avoid burnout.
Again,
you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to immediately play another 40 hours of it.
I kind of shelved Far Cry for now because I know the stories are independent from each other.
Yeah, they're all independent.
But I was just trying to get in like the mode, like, all right, let's see what Far Cry. So I think I'm gonna fire up Far Cry 5 just to get a quick little like, all right, let's just take it
to
for a
compare
spin.
them compared to 3. Yeah.
See it, take it for a spin, maybe see if the story.
You might get hooked though, because it's pretty fun.
But what was I gonna say? But I have Last of Us installed. I just need to restart it. I need to restart the game.
Okay.
Because like I said, I played it a couple, like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like fully there, so I need to restart it and like pay attention to everything. But anyways, that's what I've been playing.
Okay.
What about you, Golly?
Yeah. So, this weekend I tried to clean up a couple of the games that I was working on. So, Biomutant, I was playing that one for a while, and I actually ended up beating it.
You beat Biomutant?
Already?
I beat Biomutant. So
is it short or what?
Again, I did not 100% plat. Well, Xbox doesn't have a platinum or anything like that, right? They
Says
don't have
1,000 gamer score.
achievement.
Yeah.
1,000 gamer score achievement. Yeah.
Okay, so I did 1,000 gamer score achievement that thing. I ended up just progressing through it, just like the story for the most part. And I didn't do like. I did some of the side quests, but I didn't do a whole lot of the side quests. So if you, like I had mentioned before, it seems like it's pretty damn easy. And if you beeline it to all of the main story activities, you can really speed through it really fast.
Wow.
I did make an effort to try to get some of the extra like methods of travel, and they actually had some cool ones. There's like this one area that you can go to that's kind of a desert like area. You could talk to this creature. His name is Soul, and I guess he's like a demon. And basically, once you do his line of quests, he gives you a gift, and the gift is like this luggage suitcase back piece. So you basically equip the back piece on. So now anytime you double jump,
I saw you
case
sitting and
opens.
you float on it, right?
Well, you actually elevate.
And you
so
fly,
you fly
right?
high.
Yeah, I saw someone with that.
Yeah, you fly for
That's
like
pretty cool.
a cool like 5 or 6 seconds, and then you'll slowly fall down. Or your case like disappears, and then you can go into your hang glider and then glide to wherever destination. So when I was using that, dude, my way of traveling got like a lot quicker. Like I was able to go across large terrain gaps just because I was able to elevate and then glide.
It's kind of like how I felt with
area.
Legion when I got the construction worker.
Right.
Like it just opened the game up for me. Like, wow, this changed the game experience so much.
Yeah, so you're just able to move a lot quicker. Like when you looked at a body of water, you're like, okay, damn, I gotta maybe summon my my little boat or figure like another way around it. Now I can just double jump, fly, above it, get halfway over, and then glide the rest of the way.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
touch the water, and then I can hop again, go on my briefcase, float up again, and keep going. So it allows you to clear a lot of ground.
Right.
There was also another person that you find in the desert area that you first come across. And you help her out. I forgot what her name was, Lobo or something like that.
Okay.
You help her out, and the first mission that you do, after you finish, she gives you another back piece item, and this one's like a helicopter. So you literally double jump, and then the helicopter pops out of the back, and then you're able to elevate a little bit and go a little bit further, and then you can glide. So you can combine those two with that. And then once you work through her stuff, she'll give you a hot air balloon that you're able to use to traverse. That whole hot area, it only works in the desert area.
Okay.
And then let's see, there's another guy that you have to talk to. I think his name is Wiz. He's part of the main course. And so you talk to him, and you come across like a couple of weird little items. So like you get this mech, this one mount that's like a hand. So it's like the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, walking around, but it's got like a little twist gear on the back of it. But anyways, you can actually attack with that one. So it allows you to go into firing mode when you hit the left trigger, which is nice. You hit it, and then he points his hand, and then you just do your finger like that, and then you shoot. So you do blasts with your fingers. So
he's like holding his stuff up, and he's like shooting you.
Yeah. It turns sideways,
and then
it holds the thing, and then it just shoots from like the middle finger or something like that. So it shoots from the finger. So when it shoots, it fires and like you're pulling the trigger. So it's kind of cool, but it's like the only mount that you can actually stay in and attack. And like that, like the mount attacks, you know,
so
you could get on the back of something.
So now that you've like finished it and beaten it, has your opinion on it changed at all? Has it gone up, down?
Well, it's still got all of the quirks. So I did hear that they were finally going to change. They were going to make an update. I don't know if I talked about it last week, but they're going to do an update on it where it gets rid of the gibberish.
That's dope.
Or you choose, right?
Well, you can actually you could get rid of the gibberish
and only
before,
have the narrator,
but it now makes it so that you don't hear the gibberish when you go into a conversation, you know. Right. So yeah, it's just the narrator. So they'll just skip the whole gibberish talk, straight narrator talk. It said that they were gonna add more enemies in the beginning, along with more items that you can find to like create the stuff, so you get a better feel of how the game will go in the future. You know, instead of like boring the shit out of you in the very beginning. And so there's those things. And then there's a couple of other things that they are improving.
I heard that enemies don't respawn in that game. So you could eventually kill everything in the world.
That's not true. Well,
do you know if they respawn?
Maybe. I mean, I've never really like...
Gone somewhere? Gone back somewhere?
Actually, yeah. So I guess you could eradicate the entire population of enemies.
Eventually, you'd have an empty world. Is what I heard.
Yeah, except for
which
the
is
NPCs.
Kind of interesting concept. What do you? I don't know. Is that something you'd want?
I think there's probably something that comes up randomly, but I don't know. You'd have to literally scour the whole place.
It just seems like a one and done. Then, like,
you can literally.
There's no replayability.
Yeah, there's zero. You can literally kill everything,
except for the New Game Plus.
How many hours?
Oh, they're adding that. That was added.
Well, no, New Game Plus is there. So I have an opportunity. The patch went through for the PC. It has not gone through for Xbox or PlayStation yet. But I do have the opportunity of playing a New Game Plus. But I'm going to hold off on it. I did want to finish the story, and it just seems like it's you can go like once you kill the first boss, it's like you can go like one after another straight path and just knock out all the bosses.
So how many hours would you say the campaign is? I mean, the story is in this game.
The main story?
Yeah. How much time would you take to knock it out?
Probably like 2-3 hours, maybe.
Whoa. For a 60, was it 60 or 70 bucks?
60.
That was a $60 game.
Dude, that's
just to do the main story, and it might be quicker than that, but you might have some difficulty depending on because I think like
that's short.
Each person has like maybe 3 or so quests that they have you do, and if you just stuck to those,
like for instance, Far Cry, if you just did the storyline, you're gonna still spend 12-15 hours.
Yeah,
just the storyline.
I was gonna say Spider-Man is considered a short game, right?
Yeah,
and it's an awesome.
That's like 8.
Miles Morales is like, you mean Miles Morales or the original Spider-Man?
The original Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah.
That one I think I spent like 13 hours on it, maybe.
Yeah,
12. And that's
did you streamline to basically just the main missions?
Yeah, and I didn't 100% complete it. I was gonna do that after, but 12-13 is considered short. 2 to 3.
That is because extra short.
I'm telling you, you spend like maybe an hour if you wanted to in the first little area. And then they have you fighting a boss like very quickly. Like the thing comes up for the boss. Because like basically you talk to the first person, and then the first person's like, okay, I have this boat for you. And then you have to find some pieces. You don't need any of the pieces. So you can immediately go straight to the boss.
That's weird.
And if you have enough health, you can outlast the boss. So you literally fight the boss.
Broken development, or is that...
That's what.
That's
it sounds
weird
like.
that they
I
would
don't
tell
know.
you to find pieces, but you don't
But you can
actually
just go to
need
the
them.
boss.
Yeah, that's so bizarre.
Yeah, all the pieces are basically for cosmetic purposes.
That is just weird.
Literally,
because
there's
if you just
there's no reason to have it. I mean, actually, there was something. I think the boat had something where there was another piece that you could find, and it was the first piece that you find, but it gives you like a level 2 engine. So the engine would allow you to go through, traverse on the boat through different types of water. So you got the clear blue sea, and then you've got this toxic green water or whatever. And without the level 2 engine, you can't go through on the boat with it.
Right.
But there's also another water animal or mount that you can get, and it's an animal. So you have to literally go to this one area that's on the top, like left side of the map, and you end up talking to him, messing with Wiz. I think the guy's name is we'll call him Gib or Glib or something like that. Gil, that's his name, Gil. So he fucks with fish. So you talk to Gil, and you have to get some fish for Wiz to work with your machine that's used to fight the boss. And in doing so, if you keep doing Gil's chain line, I think he's got 2 or 3 quests. There's something that he tells you about an animal being held by some bandits or whatever, but it's on the other side of the map. Huh?
What's is this for the main storyline, or what is this for? What do you mean?
So like you have to talk to Gil to do one mission to get something to go towards the main storyline. But if you were to finish everything with Gil, then he tells you about an animal that's being held by bandits on the other side of the map.
So it's kind of like a pseudo main storyline, and it's not really, but you're not really encouraged to do it.
It's a side quest. It's just a side quest.
Oh, okay.
Like they offer more than one quest. And if you choose to do them all the way, basically like how it is you have like this arc that's basically like your savior shift. So this arc is like a ship that you can only get 4 other people into. So if the world comes to an end, you can use this arc and you can invite 4 people that you've conversed with or done missions for, whatever, to this arc, and then they can be saved if the planet goes to hell. So after you finish all of these guys' quest lines, then there's an offer that they ask for a seat on your arc, so you can either accept or decline. And then depending on, they'll head to the arc.
But none of that is for the main storyline. That's just if you choose to do those side quests. Those side quest arcs, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. That's the main storyline of, possibly using the arc. But whether you want to finish a whole missions
to bring people
list
along
for
with
them
you,
to bring them along, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you don't have to finish any of the missions for everybody.
That's just interesting. Normally, like a developer would link all that and make you do it.
Yeah.
Instead of just letting you bypass it all.
Yeah.
That's what's bizarre
weird.
about it. That's what's weird.
Yeah.
So I looked up real quick how long it takes to get the platinum trophy, because that's a good indicator on how much content is in the game.
Platinum, yeah.
Yeah. So it says, this guide says it's a 20-hour platinum game.
That's tiny, dude.
Because would you say like a platinum is a good indicator? Like if it takes 100 hours, that means there's a ton of stuff to do. So if you can do everything in the game in 20 hours, dude, that's
oh
quick,
my gosh.
Dude.
I mean, like I said, there's a lot of missions.
Gosh.
There's a lot of missions, side missions that are out there.
A 20-hour platinum,
and they're just
right
next
to
each other,
dude.
Dude, that's quick.
So, but I mean,
wow.
Obviously, time isn't supposed to be the factor of how much the game costs, right? It's supposed to be how the game is.
It is a factor
and whatnot.
It's not the main factor, but it is a factor. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, people were talking about trying to go to like a 6-hour, 8-hour game, but if it's a great 8-hour game, you'd still pay the money, right?
Yeah.
Like if Last of Us only took 8 hours to beat, would you still pay?
I would. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because in my mind, like, I equate about $10 to 2 hours of entertainment.
Okay.
So if I'm paying $50 to $60, I'm gonna want 10 to 12 hours of entertainment out of that.
Okay.
So I would hope that if I pay $60 or $70, Last of Us should be more than 8 hours long. But Miles Morales was like $40 or $50, and that was about 8 to 9 hours long. So that's about right.
So I mean, this Biomutant still fits in that range, $60.
No, Biomutant
20
is 4 hours. No, that's 20 hours for platinuming it.
Okay, so you're just saying just main story.
Yeah. If I want to platinum Miles Morales, I'm going to spend 30 hours, right?
Yeah.
Not 8.
Yeah.
But the platinum Biomutant, that means you've
did
done everything you can do in that game.
All
There
the
isn't
missions.
anything else you can do.
Right.
You've collected everything because every little trophy's like collect these also.
And it's straightforward.
20 hours, dude.
It's
20
not
hours,
like
you're done.
it's not like Grand Theft Auto where you got to find all the hidden pigeons. You know what I mean? Like you
that
you
was
got the
Spider-Man.
missions.
Yeah.
Everything has a mission and a list on it and a blue dot on the map.
Yeah, but that's
so it
20
makes
hours,
it even
man.
easier.
Yeah, so that makes it even quicker. That's just as interesting to me. That's a really tiny game.
Mhm.
Honestly, it's a really tiny game
Yeah.
for $60. That sounds like an indie game, to be honest.
It is. Experiment 101 is an indie developer.
I know, but when I
yeah.
say indie, I also mean that indie price tag. That sounds
Oh.
like a $20, $30 game to me. That sounds like
Well,
Mortal Shell.
Yeah.
Mortal Shell's probably a $20 platinum.
Mhm.
That's a $29.99 game. Like that's what I would expect for $29.
Right. So,
You know?
with all of the stuff that will be added with the patch, I decided to hold off on the new game plus. I did decide that I wanted to just go through the main campaign and see how it was and how it ended, just to see what I could get as far as like the end game goes for like my decision that I picked, the ending that I have. So I don't even know if I want to spoil
Yeah,
like
don't spoil
anything.
nothing
So
yet, yeah.
it's fairly.
I
early,
checked
but-
Mortal Show real quick on how long it takes. It said 20 hours with the asterisk because it says it's a high difficulty game, so it says 20 to
Oh, it
60.
could take you. Oh,
But that makes sense for a $30 game.
Yeah, see, that's what I would
I get
expect
that,
for a
yeah.
$30 game. About 20 total
Yeah.
hours for if you wanted to
Yeah.
do every nook and cranny.
Right.
But I wouldn't expect that for 60. That's what's
Yeah.
weird. That's what's so weird about it to me.
I hear you.
Yeah.
You know.
But remember, I said something that I thought it was like suspicious that their game went on sale. Remember the collector's edition?
Yeah.
It was
When
that
we
was
first,
weird.
When we first even
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
really seen that the game was going for pre-orders, it was $120 for the collector's edition, and it
'Cause
was
you-
on sale for 60.
Yeah.
It's just like
That was weird.
but-
that
and even
that was weird.
on Amazon, how day one, even not pre-orders, but like you just buy it for $10 cheaper.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
I
was
remember
telling
that,
you
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
Okay.
I remember
Like when Biomutant came out a couple weeks, like last week or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I could just go on Amazon and spend $49.99 on it. Like day one out the gate, it was $10 less than what their MSRP was. It's like
Yeah.
that's so weird. But now I think they knew it was weak on content. Clearly they
I
knew
guess
that.
so. I
Clearly
mean,
they
they're
knew
still
that.
trying to get a pretty
Yeah,
good
they're
price
adding-
off of it.
they're
They
adding
haven't
stuff.
dropped it down
Yeah.
to 30 and
Yeah.
whatnot yet, but
Yeah,
so
that's weird, man.
But I mean, as far as the game goes, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, like going through the
Yeah.
worlds and whatnot, fighting the guys and stuff, how powerful my guns were,
Mhm.
the combat and stuff like that. It gets, kind of redundant. Like you just go open fire or whatever. But it was kind of cool to see like some of the gadgets that I would come across and then what kind of weapons, how strong could I build my gun, and things like
That's
that.
cool.
So I did want to try and play New Game Plus on it.
After the patch, right?
Yeah, after the
the
patch.
yeah.
So that way I could choose to get like any of the different categories. So I went Psylocke or whatever, or Psy Powers one, the Psy Powers one. So I would like to see what like Deadeye does and different
okay,
things like
yeah.
that, have all of those open to me. And then I would probably just spend majority of my time just doing all the side quests and stuff like that. But like I said, after the patch, once they've like improved a lot of things on there,
You'll try again.
as far as the gameplay. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I did finish it. I'm not sure exactly how long the patch is gonna take. I know you guys got things you playing, but if one of you guys wanted to borrow it, you're more than
for
you're
sure.
more than welcome to borrow it
Right.
Sounds
to that
good. Thanks,
patch
man.
or whatever. But
Because you said it's Xbox One disc, right?
yeah, it's an Xbox
Perfect,
One
perfect.
disc.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I might honestly, that's a quick game. I might just borrow it,
Yeah,
play it real
you can
quick,
knock
and
it
be
out
like,
this
here, I
week.
just want to try it
Just
out.
give
Just
your
5 hours.
opinion.
Yeah, dump 5 hours and do it, and just see the campaign.
Beat the whole
at least,
thing.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can just
That's
finish
a
it
pretty
off
good
this
deal.
weekend.
Sometimes you just want to like bang out a game. Like, hey, I have a 3-day
Absolutely. Yeah,
weekend. Let's
absolutely.
just devote it.
Yeah.
So it seems like that's a good game to just one day, go hard on it. And hey, I beat it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I probably put like 10 to 12 hours into it. But that was because I was like
Exploring
searching
and
all over
collecting,
and
yeah.
stuff.
You were
Yeah.
trying hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I
that's crazy.
stopped. And then I
Yeah.
just decided to do the main
Right.
quest, and then it got really quick after
That's
that.
interesting.
Like, really
I'm glad
quick.
you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because that's interesting. And I'm glad you left that
Fast,
time to
dude.
complete because that's really, really
That's
interesting. I've never
fast.
really seen a game like that.
Yeah.
That's weird. Because I'm just saying, like, you would think the developer would force you to link you.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you were talking about when we had the discussion about Outriders. Like, they add those things in there to beef it up and make it feel longer.
Kind of artificial.
Yeah,
way
like
of making it
artificial.
longer.
Yeah,
but a lot
artificial
of things do that to make their game,
Yeah, but they didn't do that. That's
They
just
didn't even
funny.
try.
It's interesting. But
Yeah. So then the other game that I finished playing, or not finished playing, but I'm almost done with it, is Days Gone. So I was trying to put
Right.
some more time into that and
Nice.
trying to get through it. Man, there's like one part in there where you're required to test like some napalm out on a horde. Dude, that horde was like brutal, man.
Oh yeah,
That horde
kicking
was
your ass.
brutal. Yes,
Yeah.
on easy. Like, it's just the amount of stamina you need to be able to run from the damn hordes is crazy, and it takes so much time. And it's like weird because they've constricted how far you can move, so you can't, if you go off of the beaten path and you didn't realize it, they only give you like 3 seconds to get back, and it's like, oh, if I'm on a bike, I'm pretty much screwed. I can't turn around with enough time, you know what I mean, to get back. So
Does it just end the mission if you're out of bounds?
yeah, it restarts it. So like,
That's a trip.
so like you're dealing with like a large horde of these freakers, and you've got a small little town area that you got to run through in order to kill them all. So I'm sitting here doing this, and I must have done it at least like 7 or 8 times last night.
Yikes.
And it got to the point where like I'm going through it and I'm going around and I'm killing them. I got them down like less than half. I'm working them. And then I hop on my bike, and then I went into the town because you couldn't get in there before because that's where the whole horde was. So I pulled them out and then circled around.
Right.
And then I went into the town, and then I saw that there was like, lines that you could like run them through. And so then I was on my bike and they were right behind me, and then there was a ramp. So I'm like, oh, okay, you can take the ramp, boom, shoot over to the other side, hop off, and then just start mowing them down as they're coming down off the thing. So I hit the ramp, I fall like into some cars, and I can't really move my bike. I immediately get that I'm leaving the mission zone. And then it's like 2-3 seconds, like I can't even move my bike. Done. And then I have to restart the whole sequence over again.
So
because there's no saving.
Are all the horde encounters missions?
No.
Or is it just one just
this one
that
was
way?
just the one specific mission where
So
you
now
had
you had
to,
that
to get
issue
through
where
a
you
horde.
leave the mission zone and you're trying to kill the horde. So like probably another horde you could have kited further away outside the mission zone. Had it been a different horde you just discovered on your own outside in the world.
Yeah, any other horde.
It wouldn't put a boundary on you.
Yeah, no, any
so
other
only
horde
this
you
one
just
did that.
encounter, and then you
Yeah.
can just, run off. They'll all run back, and then you just slowly dwindle their
Right.
numbers down.
This
But
one you
this
couldn't
one,
do
it was
that.
in a mission zone, so I couldn't do that. So I had to, I must have died like 8, or I had to restart it like 8 times. And I just got to the
That's
point
ridiculous. They put a boundary on that.
yeah,
That's a mistake.
it got to the point where they give you a thing. They know how fucked it is, so they literally said, "Do you want to skip this sequence?" I say, "Yeah, fuck yeah." I just skipped that shit.
They
And then
know.
all of the bodies that I had killed from all of the times that I had tried and attempted were just there. So I just went around collecting all the ears
cool.
and stuff like that. But it's just like, dude, man, that's such an inconvenience that you like bottlenecked me into this zone, and it's
That
not
sounds
clear
like they
boundaries.
Fixed it. That sounds like they fixed it eventually after like 8 tries. They gave you the chance to get it by.
Yeah,
right?
it's almost like one of those like mulligans, like, hey, you suck ass. Do you want to skip this? You know what I mean? Type shits. But it's not like I sucked at it. It's like I keep on hitting
Yeah.
these boundaries that I don't know about,
Yeah.
and then I have to restart the whole thing again. And because
That's
of how
bizarre,
long it
dude.
is,
So you didn't actually lose. You just let the boundary in there restart you. That's so
Yeah.
weird.
So you said the timer was like 3 seconds?
it's literally like you're leaving the mission zone. And you got to turn around right then and there, the moment you see it. If you're on
But
foot,
you're on a
it's
motorcycle,
quick.
so there's momentum. So you're
Yeah,
like, oh,
I
wait,
can't.
let
I
me go
can't
right
stop on a
around.
dime. I can't click it and then I'm done. I'm stopped and then I turn around.
That's
And
funny,
like I
dude.
said, I hit a ramp and then I was in the cars. I landed on top of cars, so I'm trying to get off the cars so that I can turn around and go back down the hill or something and figure out how to
Your
get
bright
back
idea
past the mission
screwed you
thing.
up, man.
And I couldn't do it, man. I was
That's
like,
so
damn, why
funny.
would you put this fucking ramp right here?
If it's
in
not
front,
useful,
if I can't do it right
you're
now.
right.
Like, what other reason would I be in this town for?
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
just come
funny,
through here
dude.
through shits and giggles,
That's funny, man.
Like, the mission's literally telling me to come over here.
That's funny, dude.
So,
That's a flaw you found there. Yeah.
but yeah, so it was a little annoying, but I just passed through the sequence. I was like, damn, it
I'm
would have
glad
been
they
cool.
gave you that choice.
Yeah, it would have been cool to have actually done the horde myself, But I
I'm
mean,
glad they gave
shit,
you
as
that
many times as I
choice.
did it, I killed
Yeah.
that fucking
Yeah,
horde.
yeah. Did like 8 times. You're
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, so those are the 2 games that I played this weekend.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, that was good. But yeah, so now on to some of the quick shots. The first thing that we got is the Among Us chicken nuggets, man.
Yeah, did you guys get it yet?
I have not got no. What is the BTS for the McDonald's?
To
thing?
be honest,
It's like behind the scenes or something.
I'm
or
not
what?
into like pop culture. There's I think some music group or something like that, like
Oh,
some
okay.
music artist, and they have some meal. And I guess what's so special about it is they use like a special dipping sauce for their chicken nugget.
Oh,
or
so it's
something.
like the Saskatchewan thing for Rick and
BTS,
Morty.
It's some band or something.
Okay, I didn't hear about that.
So it's like the Saskatchewan sauce from Rick and Morty, right?
I guess
That
I
one
guess.
sauce
They use
that
some sauce or
everybody
some
was
shit.
crazing over?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because what was the last that burger? There's like a rapper that
Oh, that was the Travis Scott burger.
So yeah, so this is like along those lines, like it's a meal that's slightly customized, and then they're
Okay,
trying to
gotcha.
sell it as something new,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
So
apparently some dude, we'll call him Joe Schmigigan. He
Schmigigan's
purchased from the Schmigigan's group, actually.
From the Schmigigan's.
Who works for PlayStation.
Yeah, Schmigigan's
So
group, man. That
he
group,
ordered
yeah.
himself one of these BTS nugget meals, and he found himself an Among Us shaped chicken nugget.
It is pretty much an Among Us shit.
Yeah, it looks
Chicken
just
nugget,
like
it,
right?
dude.
Yeah, it looks just
and he
like
went
it.
on the eBay and sold that shit for $100K, right?
Well, dude, what's crazy is like, would you think of doing that? Would that even cross your mind? Or we just go, dude, check this out,
don't know.
homies.
I
and
think it
just
would have
eat
been eaten a
right?
long
yeah,
time
just
ago.
eat it,
I,
right?
I would think that like, oh, this is cool. Like they made nuggets in the shape of Among Us.
And then you pop it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Who would think about throwing it in a baggie and listing it on eBay, dude?
But see, you really gotta look at that stuff, cause like you've heard of like the Jesus shaped chicken nuggets and stuff like that, like that gets sold.
sure,
you know what
like
I mean?
something's in the shape of like
Yeah,
Jesus or, whatever,
or
yeah.
Michael Jackson or
Yeah,
somebody,
yeah,
it resembles something. So like they
Yeah,
go and sell
exactly.
it. I gotta inspect my food more, man.
I know, right? I think that's what was most shocking. But my question is, do you think he's actually gonna get paid the $100K, or is that buyer gonna dip out and it was just all everyone was just having fun with them and
What would you do with
You
that
get the
nugget?
negative.
What would you do with it?
Thing.
It probably reheats okay, but what would you do with it?
You're
Well-
not eating it, you're framing it, and you're like,
It is McDonald's though, so I don't know if they'll expire. I think
yeah.
it would just petrify over time. So
no,
you would
yeah,
probably
yeah,
put it
they-
in
yeah,
some
McDonald's
type of a
food doesn't
display.
decompose,
What's that one thing you were telling us about? It's like something where they sell like the one and only, like a picture of the one and only.
Oh,
item. You
NFTs.
think they're gonna try to make this an NFT?
Nah, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, man, because you got the physical edition, right? So you'd have to like take
Take a
a
pic-
picture of it in a display
you'd
case,
be the only
and then
person
make
that-
that an NFT.
Yeah, see?
And you'd be the only one with a picture, a framed picture of, the freaking the Among Us
the original
nugget.
owner
Yeah.
would have the eBay listing.
I'm just
a
like-
plastic bag, but
I'm just thinking McDonald's needs to start producing these Among Us nuggets.
They should.
They
Dude,
should.
and people would go buy them.
That should have been it.
That's like a
That
little
would be
marketing
dope.
ploy now because they've seen how popular this is.
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't
100
put shapes on them.
$100 grand.
$100,000, dude.
100,000.
make the Among Us meal.
But
For
I
a
think
single nugget.
I think what made it that price though, or right, that stupid ass price that somebody would even
It's just trolling,
consider
right?
paying
Troll.
is that it was just one nugget. If
Yeah,
there was
I think it's trolling
multiples,
too, though.
then I don't think
I
it would
think
have
people
gone
were
for
bidding on it
much.
for fun.
It would
No
have
one-
to be a
No
troll.
one
Probably.
intends to pay it, dude.
Yeah, for sure. I forgot. Wasn't people bidding like high as hell on like the BLB and the
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
other
we talked
one?
about that too, the BLB.
I mean, you got to be trolling to buy a VCS, right? Like,
Got to be.
got to be
Except
trolling.
that wasn't a troll.
Oh, the BL6
that was actually,
or whatever.
Yeah, the BL6, not the
BL6.
BLB. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
BL6.
Yeah.
But at least that Budweiser thing had some
It
like
was real.
you could actually
Yeah.
do something with it.
Yeah,
And you
know?
can't recreate it because you were talking.
you can't do
'cause
anything
you
with
were-
a VCS.
Yeah, the VCS
It's
is
just for
The
looks.
4 VCS that came and gone quick. dude.
paperweight, a doorstop. That's about it.
Man,
But
ooh,
you-
a doorstop.
but you-
That'd be a pretty legit doorstop, man.
So light.
$400 will get you a dope
That's a
ass
legit
paperweight.
doorstop. Dude, but you were saying that they have like the molds and the like perfect recipe for the McNugget,
Yeah,
and
I'm
like
so.
you just recreate
That's
it.
the only
Yeah.
thing I'm thinking in my head is, oh shit, I better go and make a fucking Among Us nugget. You know what I mean? Like they got recipes on how to make like the exact
That's
same like
funny, dude.
outer crust. I'll go and buy me a box of nuggets right now.
It's
Go
so
make that nugget, take one out, and be like,
Look what I
Ooh,
found,
look.
everybody.
I opened up my
The
box of
second
McDonald's
one.
nuggets and
The
I found
second one.
another Among Us.
Yeah, that's funny,
You know
man.
what I mean?
I'm checking if there's more Among Us nuggets popping up.
I would put like a hat on it though.
Oh.
I'd be like, ooh, this shit got the accessory on it. You see the hat? This shit is crazy. I'm selling this for
How did this
$300K.
get lined in there? Look at this. Detail.
It's tilted to the side
It's
like a
got the
G.
backpack and everything.
Dude, there's a lot of
the
lot.
backpack too. There's another nugget stuck on the backside and it looks like
Look
a
at
backpack.
it's like an actual. It got all the detail, man. This is legitimate
Yeah,
Among
man.
Us.
I got breaking news.
Oh, breaking news.
More
Breaking
nuggets
news.
has appeared.
According to eBay, there's 173 listings right now for Among Us chicken nuggets.
Ah.
Dude, everyone's jumping on the train now, dude.
Yeah.
What if you could do it like a mystery
See?
pack?
Look, this one even looks better. They sharpied the bag.
The Sharpie. they Sharpie the bag.
This one's at 11 grand.
What if you could do like an Among Us chicken nugget mystery pack where you bought a McNugget box, you never opened it, and then you selling it for like
This could have one. This could have
$100
one
or something.
in
It could have
It could
one.
have
I
one.
don't know, and you don't
That's
know, but
funny,
we can
man.
find out together.
That's funny, man. The gaming community cracks me up sometimes, man.
Yeah, it's
out there
funny.
buying nuggets.
No, what cracks me up is these fools that got this extra money or this extra time to do this shit. Like you probably created an eBay account just so you could go on there and bid extremely high for
just
it
to troll,
to win,
it,
just
for
to not
sure,
pay
dude.
it. You
For
know what
sure.
I mean? But
absolutely,
it's just funny. It's funny
It's
that
totally funny.
that somebody even thought about like, oh, this I could sell this.
Yeah, that's
You know?
what shocks me. I'm surprised he was like, I'm gonna try to sell it.
Yeah.
I think you would just like laugh about it with your homies. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
just
yeah.
eat
Take a
it.
picture,
Yeah,
you know,
take a
shoot it
picture,
through the
yeah,
squad.
take a picture,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then that's all. You eat it.
Yeah,
That he
that's
actually decided to sell it cracks me up.
Yeah. So another one of the topics is that Bend, the guys who made Days Gone, right, have they put out like a little newsletter or something like that, like a little memo on Twitter that was thanking everybody for all of the love and the support that they were getting. Apparently they can see like how many people have downloaded the game since PlayStation put it on Plus. For free for everybody and whatnot. And so you can see, I guess you can see like how many people have been playing it and things like that. So they definitely saw their stock rise up a bit after it became free.
Yeah.
So everybody can enjoy it and whatnot. So they were thanking everybody for all of that love and attention. And they wanted to introduce that they're making a new IP. Now, unfortunately, they did not give us the name of that new IP or tell us what it was about or anything like that. But the fact that they're still going and they're coming up with something totally new. You know what I mean? I've really enjoyed Days Gone. I've liked it a lot.
Uh-huh.
So I definitely wouldn't say that it's like, better than like The Last of Us or even Uncharted. You know? But that's because I'm a little bit more partial to like, that Indiana Jones type shit, like the finding lost treasures and things like that.
They make masterpieces.
Yeah. And it's Naughty Dog. But I think that Days Gone is a really great game. And so I'm excited to see like what type of new IP they'll be working on. New IPs are just great in general because hopefully it's just like a whole new idea, you know what I mean, that's coming up, but it's backed by PlayStation. So it's got to be high quality.
Yeah, I think this is Bend also coming out and breaking it to people
that they're not doing it too, and it's no way,
because that petition that went out and all the signatures,
Yeah.
and I think they felt they had to formally come out and say, "Hey, guys, we're making a new IP, like make it kind of like a production and announcement."
Right.
But really, it's letting people know there's not going to be a Days Gone 2.
What if they had a
that's
new
done.
one that was called Days Past?
Days?
That's not Days Gone.
Not Days Gone, it's Days Past.
And there's zombies now. There's not freakers. There's zombies.
Yeah, zombies.
That'd be funny, but yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, like Ray was saying, I think they're saying a lot, but at the same time, it doesn't tell us much because, of course, there's a new IP. They're a gaming studio. They're always working on a new
always
IP.
making something new.
So it's their way of breaking the news. Like, oh, thank you guys for this petition. Thank you for this. We're making a new IP, but no more Days Gone 2, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's cool. We'll see. We'll see if Sony likes this game and lets them do a sequel to this next game that they're doing.
I think it excites me more.
Yeah,
sure. I think I'm more excited about the idea of the prospect of a new IP rather than Days Gone 2.
I think also, I think it puts a little more like weight on their shoulders, I guess, to release something a little more substantial.
I agree, dude. They have a lot of weight on their shoulders right now.
So I think they can't strike out with the next title.
So I'm expecting something awesome.
Yeah, I'm expecting.
Yeah.
expecting something really
and I
good.
think they've got a good momentum too, right? Because of all of the talk that was behind their name and of their game and whatnot, and then the fact that there's petitions and stuff saying that they want more, not even necessarily from that world, they just want more from the developer. You know what I mean? Like everybody's just assuming that they were only working on Days Gone. That was their IP. That maybe they wouldn't have something else. So it's like, do the next one. I want something else from you guys. But it's like, hey, we're doing something else. It's just not going to be Days Gone. They have a lot of support
out there, right?
So so hopefully they're able to ride that momentum and just keep on making, just make another good game. And I hope that this game gets a lot more eyes on it than the other one was. Because, I think we talked about it. Like, Days Gone didn't get, like, that great of advertisement or anything like that.
Yeah, it wasn't pushed
it was
in the back corner of
it was out there,
PSX, and it's like, they threw it out there, but they definitely didn't promote it like Spider-Man or like, even Detroit Became Human was promoted more, and that wasn't even really
Detroit
like that
Became Human
great.
Was like everywhere.
I know,
like,
they were really
Hulu,
pushing it.
Freaking
and like,
TV,
that's true, actually.
all kinds of stuff, dude.
And Days Gone, was just kind of left. They did some stuff for it, but they just didn't believe in it.
Much.
For some reason, they didn't believe in it.
I don't know.
And it really hurt them. But yeah, I think I'm excited because they are a good game developer. I think they did get a lot of outpour of love from this game. People were happy with it. I think, this is hopefully my hope is that they don't like disappear. Like if they mess up a little bit on the next game, that Sony still believes in them. Because this is Sony saying we still believe in you. We're still giving you the money to develop this next game. I don't want the pressure to become so great that like they kind of crumble under it. Yeah. But I'm excited for it. It's cool.
Yeah, I think one of the good things I would hope that one of the good things about being under a big umbrella such as Sony is that you have so many other developer studios that would be able to come and lend a hand.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, even if it's like Ben works on it, but they got Naughty Dog to help with some aspects of the game or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just a collaboration. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel like there shouldn't be a game that just horribly fails from Sony Studios. You know what I mean? From an entity as big as that, it doesn't seem like there should be one that fails. Yeah, it just seems like it's too many people, too many different things. Like there can't be that much politics and working under a big umbrella like that. It should be like, hey, we need you guys to help with this. You know what I mean? Sure. They probably got a whole bunch of other small little schmigigans groups that can help out. With a big place like that. Sure. The actual Schmigigans group is, I think, still around, so that it could go over there and help out if it was needed. Yeah. But yeah. So sticking with PlayStation-ish news, Uncharted 4 is coming to PC. So I don't. Did it give a date? No date. So we just know that it is coming. Yeah. We had talked about it like a couple weeks ago. Seeing the platform on Steam. And showing that they had a lot of stuff coming up and whatnot. Uncharted 4 Thief's End is a great game. Oh, yeah. So the fact that the users on PC will finally get a chance to play it, you know what I mean? That's great. It's good for them.
It's gorgeous looking, too. Like, it's going to look really good on PC. I think it's probably one of the 5 or 6 games that Epic was trying to get. Probably. Exclusivity, too. This is probably one of the other ones. I think this is a good one to choose because the popularity is going to like way down for Uncharted 4. Like it started off strong, but like just it's not like The Last of Us where it kind of carries on, generation to generation. Yeah. It like hits and then it just peters out to nothing. You can find that game for probably like $5, at GameStop. So seeing it come to PC is really cool. I think it's a smart move. They're going to make a ton of money.
Tons of money. They're going to charge. They're going to charge full price. They're going to charge
full price for this.
It's going to look great too, man.
And it's going to look
with
really
that
good.
PC power pumping.
Really good.
It's going to run fantastic.
Yeah, and this is the first Naughty Dog game I think too, right? That's on PC.
To my knowledge, yeah.
I don't think any other Naughty Dog games come out on PC.
I feel like you would put the trilogy out before you put Thief's End out by itself.
Just 4. Yeah, that is weird to me. I was thinking that too, like. Why wouldn't you just release it from 1 and then eventually get to 4? But they're just starting with 4, which
or
is
just
bizarre.
Just get a trilogy pack all together. So you got 1, 2, 3,
yeah.
and then give out 4 later. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or put 4 out later.
But 4's really freaking good though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember playing that game, but it's Naughty Dog. I don't know why, but I don't know if I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was, but it's just like so stinking good. Yeah. It's really stinking good.
Like I said, man, I like that treasure hunt and shit. So like that
it's just really crazy good.
Got me on that. I love finding
very memorable. I still remember it to this very day. Like
Yeah.
Not quite as much as Last of Us, but very memorable.
Yeah, I like the story on that one. I really enjoyed it.
So, congrats, PC folk.
Yeah. So some more news. Marvel's is got like some type of an XCOM game coming out, an XCOM Marvel game coming out in the future.
It's
I
like
don't
everything
know
from
when.
2K leaked.
Yep.
Yeah.
2K
Everything.
games,
Like
right?
a
So,
big 2K bundle, right?
yeah, you have an XCOM type Marvel game coming out, which I'm excited for.
Super
I
pumped
like
for this one, man.
XCOM. I
love
like
XCOM.
turn-based strategy, right? Like, wait,
Yep.
you
It's just
and I
like playing
yeah,
a board game to
yeah,
me.
Exactly.
That's why I like those.
Like Wastelander 3, right? Like all
Exactly.
those are a lot of fun. This is very similar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious how it would work like with powers and stuff, like the Marvel characters.
Yeah, I feel like they could add a little more depth.
Yes, yeah.
Or they can just substitute the weapon customizations that like XCOM has, and that'll just be like your superpower customization. So I think that'll be a little more funner.
Yeah,
actually.
I think so too. Like that's what excites me about it. It's
Yeah.
just like the notion of superpowers.
Yeah.
And then of course XCOM is just a good game. And then you have the Borderlands.
The
Tina-
Tiny
Tina
Tina
Wonderland, I
that's
believe is the
what-
code
yeah.
name, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And this is an actual new Borderlands game. This
Yeah,
isn't like a DLC. This is like an actually all new Borderlands game.
Yeah.
So
So
standalone.
Yes.
I wonder how much content's gonna be in it.
It's a full game.
Yeah.
It's a full Borderlands game.
yeah. So I know we talked about the Unreal Engine last week.
Right.
So we looked up last week, and the latest Borderlands was made on Unreal Engine 4. So I wonder if this game is going to be on Unreal Engine 4 as well,
Just
or are they
transfer
going
it
to try
over.
to do Unreal Engine 5?
Transition.
You know, because
They
if they
said
do,
it was easy.
Yeah, if they do, it's going to look amazing.
Yeah. But
Um,
that also kind of mean that it won't be out anytime soon.
That's a good
I
point.
think it's
Because
gonna be
Unreal
soon,
Engine
actually.
5 Unreal Engine 5 isn't finished yet.
Yeah.
It's still
good.
working.
That's a
If
good
they
point.
go the
That's a good
Unreal
point.
Engine 5 route, you're right. But if they
Right.
just stick with 4,
Then
then it'll be
yeah.
out sooner.
Right.
I think it's going to be soon. I think it's going to be
This year, you think?
maybe.
Hmm.
Or next year at the latest. I think it's relatively soon this game's coming out.
I mean, Borderlands got a position in E3, so you think they
That's
showing
right. That's right. I think they're going to show. Yeah, it's definitely showing. This leaks for real.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited.
But it's
about
like
this one.
classes, specs, all the things you would expect from a Borderlands game, just
Awesome.
with like a Tiny Tina theme.
So I'm wondering if Tiny Tina is the person you're playing, or if you just interacting a lot with Tiny Tina.
I know. I don't know
I don't know how
if
it's
she's
gonna
like
go.
the handsome Jack,
Right.
Right, who's like just an overarching kind of thing,
Yeah.
or if she's one of the actual classes. It sounds like she's not. In my opinion, I think she's not a class. I think she's like an overarching character, and
Person that
theme.
you're just doing
like
something
maybe you're
with or something like
working with. She's a major.
Because I don't see her
part.
as being a villain, right? She's never a
Yeah,
villain.
I don't see her. I mean, maybe she goes crazy. Who knows? To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
what-
some overarching aspect, but
Yeah.
not a character to play. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
But and then their third game that
Oh,
people leaked,
right.
it said a Cthulhu style
right.
Saints Row.
that's right.
Okay.
So I never played Saints Row, but is it like an open world?
Yes,
Uh,
It's like
a little
GTA.
more outrageous, but it's a GTA, but a little more.
so more
outrageous.
exaggerated.
powers.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
stuff.
On like on acid.
It's yeah.
or
That's a
something
better
on
description.
acid
yeah,
and weed,
it's
like
GTA on
high as
acid.
fuck. Like yeah, GTA just
okay.
On
tripping.
acid. Yeah, GTA on a trip.
Yeah.
So
for
it said
sure.
Cthulhu style.
I don't know
so
what that means though.
Isn't Cthulhu
style.
like a mythical beast or something like that?
Yeah, it's like
that's like that what's that?
It's like CTH
Arkham
something, right?
Horror, like the board
yes,
game.
Arkham
Yeah, yeah,
Horror. It's like a horror thing.
Yeah.
That's what I think when I think Cthulhu, like
Yeah, yeah.
a horror kind of thing.
I know it's like in that. There's
How
a
do you
name for it.
spell
What is that genre called? I'm gonna look it up real quick.
um
But yeah, it's a little more like.
Lovecraftian? No, that's
Is that what it is?
Cthulhu is a fictional cosmic entity
What?
created by H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Lovecraft.
said
Yeah, yeah,
Lovecraft.
okay,
just said
okay.
Lovecraft. Yeah.
Okay, so,
it
is
sounds
that guy
it's
an
a
author or
Lovecraftian.
something?
Yeah, he's like a horror author. He's
Okay,
like
okay.
focuses on like vampires and like
That's-
that, like
What was that?
you know,
Like werewolves.
Victorian.
Oh,
like
okay,
Victorian era
So was that
kind of-
1920?
Yeah, something like
Or
yeah,
earlier?
earlier than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
1928.
Okay, 1928.
1928?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when the first appearance, the Call
Okay.
of Cthulhu,
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
like the
Ah.
Victorian
But that
era.
reminds me of because it's like a squid face thing. I'll try
Yeah.
to put a picture of it right
yeah,
here,
it's
or
a
whatever.
squid
But
face thing.
it reminds me of the shit I be seeing on the Baldur's Gate videos and whatnot, the trailers. You know, like Baldur's Gate, like it's like the person transforms into some
Oh,
like weird ass
those are
looking
called,
squid creature or something.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a specific Dungeons
I'll try
and
to see if I
Dragons.
can find the
yeah.
trailer and
That's
put
like
it
a
up there
Dungeons and
also.
Dragons character. It's called the something like takes over your mind. Hold
Oh,
on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Damn, I'm trying to remember what.
But I'm just wondering, how does that incorporate into an open world GTA game?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds more like a storyline, move through quests, from start to finish, not like an open world.
But like we said,
just a
freaking,
little
it's
segue.
over the top.
You'll hear about that Legion of the Dead, Watchdog Legion of the Dead.
Legion of
Did you hear about
so
that?
Is that like a spinoff from Legion? That's like, is it on like some Nightmare of the Dead for Red Dead Redemption?
It's literally a new play mode in Watchdog Legions. That's the multiplayer aspect.
Really?
Yeah. Right now it's only on PC.
Those
but
bastards.
dude, I know it's like it looks really fun. Basically, you're in the world with your buddies, and it's overrun by zombies in the Watchdogs world.
That's so weird.
And you're just like killing things, getting weapons.
It's like a free update.
It's a free update.
Nice.
It's called Legion of the Dead. So you have Watchdog Legion.
Yeah.
This is called Watchdog Legion of the Dead.
That's dope.
Okay.
And like I'm like,
cool.
dude, when is that coming out the console? Like,
Yeah,
I fire it
cool.
up.
I want to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's like a segue just because we're talking about this horror stuff. But maybe it would look something like that.
Yeah,
right? Where like it's open world and you're just like
that guy,
killing
the
things.
Mind Flayer, I guess.
Yeah, the Mind Flayer. That's the name of those suckers. Yeah. Shoot me that picture to me so I can see it to the people.
That's what I think of too. I think of Cthulhu.
But yeah, when I see that, you know what I mean.
Tentacle.
But I can only imagine that it would be something over the top. Like they bring a Cthulhu like villain in here. You know what I mean? And maybe they add some Mind Flayer aspects or something like that.
Yeah, and you're using powers and stuff to kill everything.
Yeah.
And they're like transforming mind controlling people and you're killing them and stuff.
Yeah, because
something
Saints Row,
outrageous.
the last one that I played was like Saints Row the Third.
Right.
And that one was just like a regular, type of GTA with a couple of extras on it or whatever. A GTA imitation type of thing. But then they went to like
to hell or
Saints or something or
Saints and Sinners. Yeah.
No. Saints and Sinners is Walking Dead.
Okay.
But it could be. Let me see. I could just look
Saints
it up.
Row.
I could look up the shit real quick.
Well, tell me what you're thinking. I'll look it up.
But yeah, so I mean, Saints Row was like it turned up into like adding angel wings and just being like way over the top where you had like a One Punch Man type of glove where you could just demolish everything you hit, stuff like that, and it just started getting like way over the top with their DLCs. You know what I mean? Where it just like logicality just they threw that away.
Get Out of Hell.
Yeah, Get Out of Hell. That was the one where they just really did some like extra shit. Like they decided
all
to change it from being
right and everything.
Yeah. They decided from just being a regular GTA imitation to just now like, okay, we do some GTA stuff, but we gonna add some extra flair into this. You know what I mean?
You were like flying around.
Right? Yeah. So that one, the Get Out of Hell, came out in like 2015.
Yeah.
And that was actually Saints Row 4 was the last one that I played. I played Saints Row 4. And then the Get Out of Hell was almost like an expansion, but it was like its own thing.
Right.
And that's when the shit just went left.
I never play those. I always see them on sale all the time for like a good price. But
yeah, Saints Row is actually pretty fun. It was a pretty fun game, you know what I mean? For it to be a GTA imitation, you know what I mean? It was cool. Like
it was always like
GTA is like 10 years before another one pop out. So it's like, oh, you can play this one. Meanwhile, if you wanted something new, if you was really into the types of genres and stuff.
So all the 2K games, we'll see all those.
Yeah, those. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to seeing this Cthulhu thing, though. Honestly, even though like
to see what type of where they're going with it.
Yeah,
because maybe they're experimenting with all those powers and stuff. Yeah, with these last ones.
That power direction.
They're like, all right, we need to just create something in a different style so we can do all the over the top thing and it's on theme.
Right.
So.
And Saints Row's been like the one to have like crazy sexual innuendos.
Oh,
and that shit, yeah. So like you walk around with like dildo swords and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Extras with it. I mean, Cyberpunk had a little bit of that, but yeah. So some other news is that Persona 5. Persona 5, the Royal Edition was showcased.
It was rated
as in Korea.
It was rated,
giving an actual rating.
Yeah, the Xbox version.
Right. Okay.
So for some reason, the Xbox version of Persona 5 Royal was rated in Korea. So clearly that means that Xbox is getting Persona 5.
And that's been a strict
The question is,
PlayStation title,
it's going to be a Game Pass title or not? That's what I'm wondering.
I hope it comes to the PCs also, to be honest, because Persona 4 came to the PC on Steam and it sold like way better than the developers or the publisher
Ever expected,
anticipated.
right?
So
Yeah.
they commented like, "Hey, in the future, we're gonna be open to this," And I loved Persona 4. That's the reason why I got a Vita a couple years ago. I wish I kept it, but that game was amazing, and I hope it comes to PC too. Also, because I feel like if anything's on Xbox, I mean, it should
That
be on
means
PC.
PC, right? I
Should
guess
be.
you might be right. Because everything on Xbox is on PC. So maybe you just buy it on the Microsoft Store, maybe, and you get it on PC. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
So-
that game, I've always said I felt was like probably, in my opinion, the best RPG like ever made.
Persona 5.
And so
That's
that's
considered
really
a
cool.
JRPG.
That's a JRPG. Yeah, the best JRPG ever made. Not the best RPG, but in my opinion, the best JRPG ever made.
Right.
Is
Right.
Persona 5. And I like Persona 4 a lot too. But Persona 5 was just so stinking good. I
Yeah,
can't
it
say
was
enough
like
good about it.
Pokemon meets like
It was
Final
like
Fantasy
it was
or
like
something
Pokemon
that.
meets turn-based Final Fantasy.
dude.
Yeah.
That
I love the
collection,
setting.
that collection aspect is just
Yeah,
too
the collection,
awesome.
the setting, and they just nailed it. The music, I gotta say, the music.
Music is
The
amazing.
soundtrack was
yeah, the
awesome.
soundtrack.
The sound
I
is
mean,
incredible.
It's just what a great game.
Agreed.
So I'm happy. I'm happy for Xbox players, man. I want everyone to experience that game.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's the Royal Edition, which
that's
is
a
way
complete-
better than the original
everything
version.
on
I haven't played the Royal.
Yeah, the
one.
Royal Edition has a whole new palace to explore. They
dope.
completely redo Mementos. They had add a whole new confidant, a whole new storyline with the confidant. Like they had
Yeah.
quite a bit, dude.
That in different.
Okay.
For just a re-release.
That's pretty
you know,
impressive.
Yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff. So
That's what's up.
That's dope.
it's excellent.
Yeah, and so for the last topic of the quick shots, Xbox. Was it Xbox that announced that there was a new IP?
It's leaked. This has been leaked.
Okay.
So this
it's
is
another leak.
rumorish,
Right.
but it's E3 week, man. Everything's rumoring. Everything's slipping.
Everything's brewing.
Yeah, everything's brewing.
So they're saying that there's a new IP. So if that's a new
No, not a new IP, an existing one that they've purchased.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they're purchasing an IP
Right.
that was not theirs.
Right.
So it's one that's been outstanding.
Right.
It's been, maybe 2 or 3 publishings of it, and they bought it,
Right.
and now it'll be under their umbrella.
Right.
Damn.
You know what?
So, and then
Yes.
will it be a new game, or will they just try to like redo some old shit, like remakes or something like that? Will it be like a whole
Well,
new thing?
What's a trip about this to me is I never thought about this route. We've been talking all the last months about them buying a whole new developer.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about how about we just buy an IP, just one, like
Something that's fallen to the wayside, maybe.
what? Imagine if they just bought Assassin's Creed only. Like imagine if they bought, just Rainbow Six, right?
Mm.
Imagine
Or
they
what
bought
if they just bought Borderlands?
or
These
just
two-
2K's Borderlands, just that IP. So just that property. They just
Yeah.
buy that idea, and now it's theirs. I never really thought about that being a route for them.
Me
That's
neither.
like a cheaper, you don't
That's a
gotta
foot in
buy
the
the
door.
whole studio.
Because you don't need the whole studio.
Yeah,
You got
just
the
your foot in
IP.
the door.
Yeah, can I just buy that from you? I mean, I'm not
Smart,
saying you
dude.
would ever give up Assassin's Creed because that's like probably their most profitable IP.
Nor
But
would
I'm just
Borderlands
saying, like,
get got.
imagine like that's a cool idea.
Yeah,
Instead of trying to buy the whole studio, let me just buy this intellectual property from you.
right.
And
Because I
go
mean,
that route.
ultimately, that's what sells the developers,
Is
right?
The
Is
game.
the IPs
yeah,
they
the
have
IPs
created.
they created.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I created a dope ass IP. It's loved everywhere. This makes my company valuable. This much. Okay, well, let me just get that one,
Yes.
and then
That's what's
you guys
interesting
are
about
left
this.
to create whatever you want to create, but you just can't touch that title anymore.
I can't even begin to predict what it is. But it's a cool idea.
I mean, it would have to be something that was maybe a great idea, but just hasn't been touched in a while, right? Like, it's not their bread and butter. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like something like Borderlands, which is
That'd be
like
good.
heavy.
That's
like
actually a really good guess,
Yeah.
Mark. Like Borderlands is a good guess.
I feel like, the dudes who do Borderland, like, that's what they focus on. So
Yeah.
I feel like that wouldn't be a title that they would just up and give up. You know what I mean? And sell off.
For the right price.
I mean, they got XCOM. We just talked about Saints Row. They got other games. 2K
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah,
go
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
But that's a cool enough IP, and they can get paid a lot for that.
But Borderlands is
Yeah.
also Gearbox, though.
They develop it, but the IP is owned, right, by 2K, so 2K can sell it.
I feel like Gearbox would try to buy that freaking thing
Maybe.
before they let 2K just up and sell it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I'm not sure how that works. Maybe Gearbox does own it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think it would have to be a big but tinier one like that,
Yeah.
because I don't think Borderlands is as big as Assassin's Creed is, right? I don't think it's quite that
Well,
big.
I mean, it's Ubisoft, and there's a lot more versions of Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed than there are Borderlands.
Yeah, I don't think it's like that big, but it has to be kind of big. I don't know if it could be tiny. I think it had to be kind of a bigger one,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Like that's why I like Borderlands. I think that kind of fits the bill. Not that I'm saying it will be,
Yeah,
but
it has to
something
be
in
similar.
that realm,
Something
right?
with
Like,
enough popularity or with enough recognition to even matter.
right.
Because Borderlands 3, I feel like it kind of fell off. I bought it a couple months after it came out on the Xbox.
Right.
But I feel like for some reason that it just wasn't as popular as everything else going on at
It
the
was
time.
among all the time that
the battle
all that
royale.
bad news was coming out about
Well, because that
the
second
dude who
game,
owned
that
Borderlands.
Battle Lore, they were trying to make that game, right?
which one?
Battle Lore.
I don't
Remember
know.
Battle Lore?
I don't remember.
That's when the Borderlands developers they tried to make a new game, and it was like the
And it flopped
it
or
wasn't
something?
like tower defense, but kind of like a League of Legends. I want to say like
a MOBA?
a MOBA type game.
Mm.
And it was terrible. Like it flopped horrendously, and that's when they went back to Borderlands, and that's when they released Borderlands 3 came out next.
Okay.
But they took a little break and they made that game, and that's when they were really hurting, man, because
Yeah.
they didn't make nothing from that.
Do you remember when the guy who owns Gearbox, he got like a whole bunch of money stolen from him from an employee?
Oh, really?
You guys remember that?
No.
You remember that? Because we had talked about it on the podcast a while back. You know, this was like probably when we like just started the podcast or whatever. But there was like an employee that like had embezzled like a shit ton of money from him or whatever. And then there was some other issues that came up like back to back, but it almost seemed like Borderlands 3 was like rushed out there to get money back into the company because of how many losses they had taken or whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's crazy. But I mean, maybe something like Dragon Age, by the Dragon Age IP, maybe
Because who
I
owns
think
that?
that would
EA?
something
sold.
that would be EA, I think.
Okay.
BioWare
Yeah.
develops
BioWare,
it, but
okay.
EA
BioWare.
owns that
BioWare.
one.
Hmm.
So like a big enough one, but it's kind of dead enough that you could kind of
Yeah.
revitalize it.
That'd be cool.
I mean,
I don't know what they could buy, man.
there's like mad titles on Sega that you could buy and then try to like revamp them.
I think it has to be popular enough though that people get excited about it. Like when they got excited about Bethesda, right? Like
Yeah.
people got excited about Elder Scrolls, something exciting
Yeah.
like that.
You don't think if
Bioshock-
they purchase
no,
like
not
Sonic
Bioshock.
or
I heard
something like that?
Bioshock 4 might be PS4, PS5 exclusive.
Bioshock?
Bioshock 4
Hmm.
might be a PlayStation exclusive. I was hearing that.
Think so?
Yeah. But
Mm.
something along
It's
those
BioWare.
lines, something like
Yeah.
that. Like BioWare would be another one. Something big, but not so big that it would be ridiculous. Like not like Final Fantasy, right? Not something like that.
So is this IP getting announced at E3?
That's what the rumor
Yeah.
is. Yep.
It's gonna
So
be
you
the
think that that's true then?
unveiling.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's true, but it came from a relatively reliable source.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes I always wonder if these things get leaked and then they pull the plug on announcing it because it was leaked. I don't wonder sometimes.
Or
that
if they go
happens.
through with it because it was leaked.
Or
like,
if they
oh, we
go
might
through
as
with it
well.
because it was leaked, we might as
Yeah,
well now. Exactly. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
necessarily what to think sometimes.
Yeah.
But
When something
I
gets leaked.
I think this is true because remember last week I said I don't think Microsoft has a lot to show, so they're gonna rely on Bethesda. Now
and
they're
someone
relying
else's IPs. Yeah.
to build all this hype.
I think you're right.
So we'll see.
And
we'll
I
see
mean,
what happens.
technically, like if we look at all of the studios that Microsoft has, right, Bethesda would probably be their biggest hitter.
Oh,
Oh,
Wouldn't it?
totally.
So they
Hands
probably
down,
dude.
want to
Then Obsidian
just
would be
put
next,
all of their,
but-
all of their time into, Bethesda. Just like, hey, check out our heavy hitter. Let you know why you should be getting Game Pass and whatnot or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
so I mean, I guess we'll have to see. But I'm definitely interested to find out what they purchased. You know what I mean? Is
Totally.
it something that's gonna make a bunch of people cry? Because it came out on PlayStation a bunch of times, and now it's solely on Xbox or what? And then what are they gonna do with it?
It's going to make some people
That's-
cry for sure, dude. It's gonna make some people
Exclusivity
cry.
always makes
Yeah,
folks cry,
exclusivity
man.
makes people cry, man. Absolutely, man.
True.
So that's it for the quick shots. But on to the main topics, all right? So E3, it's a lot of shit coming. But there's a lot of games coming, shortly after that. Things that might not even be focused on at E3. But we heard about Horizon Forbidden West and some of the differences that was coming out for the PS4 and the PS5. Right? So
Yeah.
do you happen to know
Well,
the types of differences.
First of all, they did announce that it was going to be on the PS4, and a lot of people aren't happy about that, right? Yeah. But there are going to be some pretty significant differences between the PS4 and PS5 version. I think I read ray tracing on the PS5 version. The water is just on another level, I guess, on the PS5 version, and it was like specifically developed for the PS5, the water, which I guess that's cool. I mean, we don't have any frame of reference because there was no water in the first one, so I don't know what that means that we get for the PS5, right?
Like, is it gonna look as good as like Paper Mario water, or like, what are we working with?
Right, exactly. Like, we don't really know how cool that is. But it is cool that their new region and their new zone is going to be souped up on the PS5. That's cool. And I think we're going to get a FPS boost. Things like these, of course, we expect, right, Absolutely. On the PS5 version. But the one real unique thing was the water, how the water is going to be unique and special to the PS5. So that's good to hear.
Well, and I think the DualSense controllers utilization would probably be another big thing, a big difference.
Oh, yes,
right?
I did hear there's going to be some DualSense.
Because you ain't feeling no grass on no PS4 controller.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
And I know how that feels. Like when you play Returnal, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just like it is. I haven't shut it off, so I kept it on, and I shut off some of those things.
You're a masochist.
So I haven't shut off the whole, sense stuff on my controller. Okay, yeah. So it's like, because sometimes I'll shut the rumble off.
Oh,
like
really?
Some games,
I always
gets
do.
A little annoying. Yeah, see,
shit,
especially for the battery.
I
feel like the battery
drains. Yeah, I think that
quick.
way too, Mark.
So
because I think I worry about the battery.
Yeah,
that's why you just buy 2 controllers. Put that bitch right on the charger and start playing with the next one.
That's true.
Yeah,
keep going with it.
But sometimes you don't want to be interrupted. You want to play through. But sometimes I shut off Rumble, but I haven't shut off the stuff on Returnal. So I'm really excited for all those things. I've always been a little disappointed though when you hear that it's going to be on the last gen console. And so when I heard about all this, and I was like, okay, all that stuff's cool, but the first thing that came to my mind was like wondering what you guys think about that whole idea of. It seems like everything big is just coming out on the PS4, to be honest.
Yeah. I know we're still in that transition phase to next gen, especially with all these low inventory and, the semiconductor shortage. I don't think there's enough PS5s out there yet for them to make that complete jump. And at the end of the day, Sony wants money. So I think we're going to see PlayStation 4 games for at least 2, 3, maybe 4 years. Just think about it, Microsoft, how long the Xbox 360, they kept it up. I feel like they kept making games for 360 forever because they wanted their, piece of the pie. So I feel like they're just gonna keep doing it. Especially,
but the new Halos and stuff weren't coming out for the old 360. For the old 360, like if the new Halo came out,
not all the games were, but they still had a ton of stuff coming out on the 360.
like all the third parties and stuff. I kind of expect
they still had a lot of titles. But I feel like it also too always you have that like this title is going to be held back a little bit. You always when something comes out on last gen and next gen. I know for me personally, I always have that thought in my mind. I don't know if it's true or not, but this game is not going to be as good as it should have been if it was just on PS5.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I think people are gonna have that there. The water, I can care less about the water.
I know, that's why I was like,
because in games, I normally like in something like World of Warcraft, I always turn water down. I don't care about water per se, but we'll see what you do in the water because from the trailer, it did look kind of cool in the water. So
like a whole nother world or zone down there,
So we'll see what significance that plays. But yeah,
my only thing is like, because we are in this new age of a new generation and whatnot, the part that irritates me is like, okay, it's fine. You want to make it for the PS4 and PS5. That's fine. You're trying to get all your money's worth, whatever, because there's so many people. But my issue is when you have a brand new game that's dropped and you don't have it available with both of the versions on there. Like if you have a PS5 that's available to be purchased now, but you make it so that it's only a PS4 copy getting sold and we don't have any PS5 upgrade right away. You have to wait a year or 8 months before you get a PS5 upgrade. I think that's the bullshit.
Has Horizon even been upgraded to 60 FPS and stuff yet? Did
I
Horizon get
believe
there?
so. I
The
believe
OG
it does-
Horizon?
Yeah.
it is enhanced. If
I
I'm
think
not
it's
mistaken.
enhanced just because it was offered on the
On the Pro.
PS Plus collection.
Just not Bloodborne yet.
No, not Bloodborne.
Everyone's waiting for that update.
Yeah, but that's the most frustrating thing. You know, how can you have all of these games that come out this year, 2021, and they just have their old predecessors version on there
Yeah, I agree. Like
for the PlayStation. I mean, the Xbox seems to everything is Xbox Series X or S enhanced on their
Yeah,
thing, I don't know what that means, but we're assuming that it means graphic quality or whatever. But if they're just saying, hey, we boosted it to go 60 frames instead of 30, that's the enhancement. You know what I mean?
I think I agree with you on that's where that's where the rub is for me too. Like there isn't enough of an update or change for the PS5 version.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Like I totally get it, right? Like you have 100 million PS4s out there. Why would you not want to? But then it goes back to Jim Ryan, right? With his "We believe in generations." Doesn't really seem like you do when you're just releasing the exact, basically same game with not really any differences except we get 60 FPS or like 4K. It's like that doesn't really seem like a reason at all to buy a PS5 whatsoever.
Right. That's the whole reason why you get a new console, right? Is because
All
the
the
games
new
you cannot
stuff.
get on it. But
Right,
if
and the
I
games
can
you
get
cannot get on it.
everything that's coming out now on my old console, I literally have no point.
Right. Which is why I was saying, this is why one reason why I was saying when we were talking about the PS5 many months ago, even launching before it was coming out,
Yeah.
how I was saying I didn't even think that they should have released a new console yet because it just seemed like it was good enough. Like I felt like the PS4 Pro was like good enough. Everything looked really good on it. And I just didn't see a need. And now we're noticing every single game that comes out is able to just basically play on the PS4. So why did they even bother releasing this? And then also with the shortage, I think we all were like, let's move it one more year.
Yeah.
Let's wait. Let's get like 10, 20 million units in stock and then sell it.
Yeah, why would you make it so scarce?
Later, it's just, I don't know. It's like a little debacle. This PS5 is a little bit of a debacle to me in my mind.
Yeah, it's like, why would you make it so scarce that people are sitting there, waiting and waiting, trying to get it when you could just wait and then be able to just flood the stores with them so that they're just available on shelves. So if you want to purchase one, go and purchase one.
You think like Ratchet and Clank, like that's one game, right, that I don't think actually could play on the PS4 because like the whole Rift stuff.
Right.
I don't think you can actually play that on the PS4. But literally everything else, you could play Returnal on the PS4. You could play everything else that's come out.
You could play Demon Souls.
You
on
could
the
play
PS4.
Demon Souls on the PS4. It would look pretty darn good. Wouldn't look quite as good, but it,
Can't play Cyberpunk. I'm just kidding.
right, you can't play Cyberpunk. But you know what I'm saying? Like it just seems like there wasn't much reason to really bring out this new console, and we haven't seen any cool new things. Like Ratchet and Clank, we will, right? Like, oh, those are really PS5 features, man. That like you cannot play on a PS4. You can't do this on a PS4.
Right.
And I don't think there was enough of that on Horizon Forbidden West, in my opinion. Like it's just basically a PS4 game.
I would say at the beginning of a generation, you always have this issue. I feel like the later you get in a gen, the more optimized, the more graphically superior the games are. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at the beginning, you always have that the games don't look as good. So I would say no matter when this transition were to happen, last November or this November, I feel like you're still going to have this, next generation, early generation, I don't know if there's a term for it, but it's just the games aren't quite there yet, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Like Nintendo doesn't really do this though. Like when they release a new console,
They kind of
everything they release from like that point seems to be like on the new console.
Breath of the Wild was Wii U, and
yeah, Breath of the Wild was, but not like a year or two later. Like we're gonna get now next year to God of War being delayed into 2022, and that's coming on a PS4.
See that's
really late.
Seems like an issue. Yeah,
That's
you're
like
right.
2
You're right.
years
You're right,
later.
You're right.
Which is why I'm talking like, yes, you're right. Like, of course, I totally get it. Like I said already, you have 100 million users. You want to make that cheese, but you also have to give people a reason to buy the system.
Yeah.
Right. And they're kind of like walking a fine line because luckily they have high demand for the PS5, which I don't really know why, but there's high demand for it still. And this doesn't help it. This doesn't help the demand.
But one thing too, I feel like, is I thought this was gonna happen. I always just thought this would happen one day, but I feel like there's going to get a point where this is the last console that they release, and now there's just better versions for eternity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, for example, Windows, supposedly with Windows 10, that's the last version they're ever releasing.
Yeah.
And then they just keep building upon it. So are we at that point with consoles? Is a PS5 just essentially a pro, a second version of a pro?
Jim Ryan, he believes in generations. I don't know. It's just funny to me. Like, it's...
Because that's kind of what it feels like. Like, the 5 is... I mean, it's...
Yeah.
You know, it's just... It seems like it's extension of the 4 gen. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's just...
That's what it feels like. And
it's just like the Pro 2.
It's a Pro with a solid-state drive, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a Pro with a solid-state drive. I mean, that's really the main thing we get the much faster loading times. I think that's the number one thing we experience.
That's game changing, but the fact that you're constantly not producing something that's solely for that console.
Right.
It's always got, the little brother's got to drag along. So it's not going to be able to be great.
Like you're saying, like if they just gave us some PS5 features, I think we would be much happier. Just features in the game, right? Don't just give me a PS4 version. Mm-hmm. And here it is, but you can put it in your PS5.
And it looks faster and better.
Yeah, and it's faster. I was like, well, how about you give me something in there that only a PS5 user can enjoy?
So, I mean, Horizon Forbidden West having, the DualSense features and things like that, some of that stuff is
they're
like,
trying a little bit with that, yeah.
It's still like, there's some things that just, like, why? Just make it so that people will want to get it. Like, you could literally pull some Nintendo shit and leave the prices of the games the same price until there's consoles just sitting on your shelves. You know what I mean? And then change the prices to lower them. But you can make it so that the price of the game will always be $60. Regardless, ain't no sales. We're not dropping nothing. Regardless of how long it's been out, we just got it here. And then when your PlayStations are sitting on shelves, and they're not getting sold out by all of the hawkers and stuff, then you start dropping the price a little bit to be like, okay, well, we can drop the prices now. Right. Like, I don't see what would be the problem in that. Like, you would end up getting all your money either way because people are gonna want to play that game, and it's available. So I got my PS5, I'm gonna buy my PS5, and I'm getting Forbidden West with it, or whatever.
Right.
And there's no money lost to you. You just didn't get it right away. But that's your fault anyway, because you oversold your system and didn't have enough,
right,
to feed the masses. But
yeah, exactly. Which is why I think that's a major problem. Which is why I would have rather them have waited, because then you have enough consoles and it's worth just making it exclusive, right, to that console. So that's the conundrum they're in.
Yeah, and you mentioned God of War getting pushed back till 2022.
It's been delayed.
Yeah, so it's just like, man, it's kind of a bummer. But also that one is coming out for the PS4. Right. So we're talking about a game that comes out another year from now, possibly.
Right.
You know what I mean? We don't know when in 2022.
Probably
but
the end.
It's been a solid year and some change that this console's been out, and you still making PS4 games for it?
That's what frustrates me the most about the whole PS4, PS5 thing.
Yeah, it should at least be at least 5 handfuls of PS5 games that are exclusive to PS5 only right now. And so far I've only seen one. Well, actually 2. Returnal and Demon's Souls.
And Ratchet.
And then Ratchet and Clank will be third.
Almost a year later, only 3 that you go and get on PS5.
Is Kenna gonna be on the PS4?
I don't know. It's a good question.
So
probably.
I would think yes.
Yeah, probably.
I would
right?
think yes.
Because it's an indie studio, so why wouldn't they want to? But I don't know.
I actually was not expecting God of War to be on the PS4.
I wasn't either.
I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. And I was expecting a delay. We all said this isn't coming out in 2021. But why did they say that? That's what pisses me off. Like, why did they say that? It almost feels like, I don't know. I don't get it. Why would they say 2021? Why would they do that?
They didn't say an exact date, right? They just said in 2021.
Yeah, they said 2021.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they did that. That just seems shady to me.
Yeah, it definitely does seem shady. I could understand if they gave us a date, like let's say November 1st, 2021. It's October, and they're like, hey, guys, we have to push it back. Right. Okay, you know what? I understand. You had some issues going on. But for you to just say vaguely 2021, and then for no real good justification, oh, it's 2022 now, guys. That kind of seems
because
crappy.
That's a far push.
Yeah. And for no apparent they didn't give us a real reason, right?
No.
It was just like, hey, we're pushing it back.
I thought they did say. I thought it was Alana Pierce that's why I got pushed back.
Nice. She's at fault because she just joined the studio, right? And
yeah, she's
nothing's
wasting
been
their damn
delayed
time,
until
man.
she went there.
That must be it. That
Just
must be it.
kidding.
That must be
Just
it.
kidding.
Yeah. No shots fired here.
Right,
I don't even know
because
who that is,
I guess the CEO of Santa Monica Studios was the one who said blame me, right?
He wrote
blame me for the
let me see if I
reason
can
why.
find this tweet. He wrote a tweet, basically, in like my opinion, like begging people to blame him for.
But I mean,
because they were going so hard on Alana.
They went really hard on Alana.
Yeah.
And so he said, see if I can find it.
But I mean,
here.
that's always given. It's always the boss's fault. Well, you know that. You know what I'm saying?
Corey Balrog. He's the lead
Balrog.
director of God of War, the
Balrog.
new
Sounds
the
like a
remake.
villain.
And he was like, for real, y'all, this is some BS. You want to be mad at somebody for anything God of War related, the delay, PS4 version, trolls, subtitle size, whatever. Be angry with me. I made the calls. I did this. Don't bother the team. They're all very good people doing great work. It's come on,
Somebody
man.
was in there in that office crying.
Yeah,
Somebody was crying.
He was
man.
feeling bad.
for him to have to come out and make that type of statement on Twitter, man.
But it's
Normally
not
people
just him.
fade
Like
away.
it is the team, right? Like the team wasn't able to meet a goal.
or
Not him, the team.
or is it Sony and their Metacritic bullshit?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know why they said 2021.
Does
I'm
Sony
just
have like a Metacritic
baffled.
insider and he's like, ugh, nah, that's like an 86, bro. You need about 7 more points in there.
They're like the
You know
alpha
what I mean?
version
It's
is
like,
at 86.
Damn, you guys push it to 2022. Get those 7 points.
But don't you think it's a little bit like underhanded? Like I feel like they were using it as a way to get us hyped,
Maybe.
to get us
To
to buy.
mention it again.
Well, when they were announcing the games coming out next year for the PS5, they announced
Yeah.
Forbidden West, God of War, and they all said 2021.
I mean,
I feel like they were just using that like as a
Sales
honestly,
tactic,
it felt,
maybe?
it felt like a lie.
Because they were ambiguous at that time. They said it was coming to PS5.
They give us was just literally the name on
The title.
a piece of the title. That's
Yeah.
it. No image, no screenshot, and they tell us 2021. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
oh, they gave us a voice. They say
Did
like,
they give us
"Come
a-
on, boy," or
I
something like
think they
that.
gave us a voice. Yeah, come on. I mean, it just feels shady, dude. Like,
Yeah, but-
why?
I mean, honestly, right? If we go back, I'm gonna try to go back and look at the video. But if we go back and look at the state of play or whatever, the presentation where all of the PlayStation stuff was getting introduced, they showed us mad games that were supposed to be like day one buys.
Has anything
like
been
when it released
on time?
and that shit has not worked out.
Has any
nothing.
single game been on time?
Nothing has come out. What?
Mark, has
Except
anything?
Demon Souls. Demon Souls came out as did day
Spider-Man,
one.
Demon
And
Souls.
Spider-Man Miles
Well, we knew those.
Morales.
I mean, like anything that they told us that was coming.
I mean, they told us Kenna was coming, but I
Ratchet
mean,
and
Kenna
Clank,
got
maybe?
pushed.
Ratchet
Ratchet and Clank was
Ratchet and
supposed
Clank
to
was
be
the
day
only
one
thing
buy.
I think that was supposed to be day one.
Yeah,
well, I
that
heard
shit
that
was
no,
supposed
that
to
wasn't
come
day
out.
one. I heard that was supposed to be
Quarter
launch-
one or
no,
something like that.
launch window,
Yeah, that's what I meant.
and June is past launch window.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think anything really.
Anything they've ever announced. So I was going to ask you guys this too.
I
How do
think
you
so.
feel about like this new age of gaming where nothing is on time? I don't think any date has been upheld. Not Deathloop, not Returnal, not Kenna, not Ratchet, not Forbidden. I mean, not God of War. None.
Yeah.
They tell us a date and none of them are honored.
Not Halo.
Not Halo. We get a date and nothing's
That's
ever
true.
honored.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing we can really do, but it's like I don't want to tolerate that. This is why Mark and I have always said this: take the Blizzard route. It's finished when it's finished.
Yeah.
I don't like being, and that's why I think this God of War one like puts me over the edge, because I feel like we really got manipulated with that one, because they didn't give us nothing, no imaging, no screenshots, no cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, we at least got a cinematic trailer for Fable.
Yeah.
We didn't even get
That's
nothing,
true.
dude,
We
for
did
God
get
of
a
War,
cinematic
and they're
trailer
telling
for
us
Fable.
2021.
That trailer was awesome, by the way. If you guys haven't seen that, that was probably the greatest trailer of the all of the announcements and stuff, like ever. So, you know.
So I mean, I was just wondering, like, are you guys cool with that, or are you guys' patience getting winded? What is it?
I would say for me, I generally don't pre-order games unless it's like something like Pokemon, that kind of thing. This makes me especially not want to pre-order anything because I'm not trying to give people a free loan and then push it back a year. Come on, you know what I mean? So I don't like pre-ordering games, especially during this COVID era, because it seems like some were legit, like the production of a console. You know what I mean? There's parts that are scarce, but I mean when everyone's working from home, like, what's the delay really? You know what I mean? You should be. It should be no different than the office. You know what I mean? You're not physically doing anything. There's not parts or wood that's
You're
like
just
short
coding,
for you to.
right?
Yeah,
You're just
developing
really
on your screen, which is the same at your house as it is in the office. You know, you're not building houses. You know, there's no like real like physical limitation.
Right.
So that's the thing that, like you're saying, it could be underhanded because I feel like there's not a lot of transparency on why they're doing this.
And none of them hit date.
Yeah.
We're talking about like none of them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel like it's so underhanded if, half of them didn't.
Yeah.
Then I feel like they're really honestly trying to get it out on time. But when none of them do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's been a lot of tomfoolery going on within this past like year and some change. It seems like the way that Sony's being run. You know what I mean? As far as that goes. And then, of course, 343 just shit the bed on their game. So that had to get thrown out.
Dude, I wonder about the 343 thing as well. Like, do they think about... Is Game Pass having an effect on the quality of their games? Like, do you think that they think because it's coming on Game Pass, we're not doing any physical sales, that they cut corners, make it a little less... incredible because you're just gonna get it for free on Game Pass?
Well, I feel like that type of shit hurts your fans. You know what I mean? Like not giving a shit about your game
is Bethesda
just because
really,
it's free.
I don't know. Is Bethesda really entitled to give you an Elder Scrolls Skyrim level quality game when it's completely free day one? I'm just curious about that idea.
Well, I think that a lot of their deals are probably contingent upon how many like downloads and stuff like that they're getting, right? Because I don't think you would continue as a company with an IP if that shit wasn't getting like mad downloads.
They'll probably switch it to new subscribers. So when it launches, Starfield or whatever launches, they'll see the boost in subscribers,
and I wouldn't
count
even,
that as sales because they have to find a way to make money.
I wouldn't even put that past them to have something in their contract that states like after this release, the number of new subscribers or whatever, we get a small percentage or something like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I'm just like, it's just weird to think about that there's no way to make money. It's a single player game. It's not Genshin Impact where you have packs and stuff. Like, just it's weird for me to think, even with Halo. That I wouldn't be surprised if, like, we got to cut some corners. This game's going to be free.
Yeah, my prediction is a lot of these Game Pass games are just going to add microtransactions. So I would hate to see an Elder Scrolls game because Elder Scrolls Online has a shit ton of microtransactions, and I really hate it. Like, for example, for the bag, you have endless bag for trade skills, and you love collecting stuff, so you have to pay the membership to get the endless inventory. So hopefully they don't do that, but
season passes,
battle passes, all these little passes.
Yeah. What's that one? The one merchant game. I'm trying to think of Moonlighter. Yeah. So Moonlighter, Moonlighter is just available, but there's a DLC that you can buy. So you would purchase it. It's not on Game Pass, but you would purchase it if you want to play more of Moonlighter.
Another route, right?
So I mean, you start throwing, throwing the DLC packs up there, and then that give you a reason why you get that chariot with that horse or something like that, or that weapon or whatever, because you want the DLC. I mean, shit, Call of Duty has a whole bunch of them packs just for skins and stuff. You know? So I mean, there's all that type
it's
of
not a terrible route. Like, remember that game I told you I started playing last week, the Warhammer. Yeah. The Warhammer Underworlds Online. The miniatures game.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's free this week, actually, because I guess Warhammer is having some like annual event or something, anniversary or something like that. So it's free.
Some they just made up. Hey,
So, hey, it's Warhammer Day, guys. Warhammer Wednesday.
We'll give you one free pack, get you hooked.
one free
But as the game releases like in real life packs, like real life armies, you have to buy them in the game for like $7, $8.
That's what I'm saying. One pack, bro, and you get the shitty army. But it's like, oh, if you want this improved, either buy the whole full thing or get you a couple of them packs. And then boom, you're able to start slaughtering people.
But that's what everyone's saying. They're like, this game should be free because to be competitive, you got to buy all the damn packs. So why not just make, you get 2 crappy armies for free with that when you buy the game, just make the game free.
See?
Yeah, so
I'm not even making this shit up. They on top of it before I can
that's
even
what all the comments, like everyone on Steam's like, this game should be free.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to find a game.
Like Hearthstone's free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's some games where the free recipe makes sense.
Right.
So Hearthstone, things like that.
I wish that some games would just be straight up transparent and then hit you with like, oh, this is the ass pack. It's just ass. Like everything in here is straight ass. So we giving these for you for free. And then if you want the bomb ones, they cost that $99.99 over here. Yeah, it's called ass pack.
I think the mobile games have that unlocked because like there's like the tier systems.
Yeah.
Like when I was playing the Dragon Quest, all the D tier, F tier.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah, you getting straight bump. When that shit say F and you can't even upgrade it, like, ooh, that shit is trash.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of you. I'm selling you to the farm for some glue, boy.
Yeah, so
yeah, it was just a segue, just that notion, what kind of quality we're going to see out of Bethesda now that they're free games.
I think that these certain developers, like because of the statue that they have, like, how held in high regards they are and their former IPs and stuff like that, I don't think that they can give us trash.
But listen,
they have to keep improving.
Yeah.
I think though, Game Pass is actually helping in the long run because of this. The developer is not a salesman. They don't give 2 craps. Does my game sell 1 million? Oh, I'm sure they do. But all these numbers and analytics, they don't care. They just want to make games. So I think there is some burden lifted off them. Like, our game's on Game Pass. Tons of people are going to play no matter what. So I could just make this game however I want. I think it probably takes some of the burden off of them. They're not like Cyberpunk, like scrambling and, oh man, we're a failure. When Cyberpunk's not a bad game.
Don't you think that they want like that Game of the Year title and stuff to sell copies though?
Absolutely.
Right, like
absolutely.
I'm sure The Witcher 3 sold so many more copies because it won Game of the Year, right? Than it would have.
And Cyberpunk probably sold a ton of copies for that same reason, too, right? Because they had that on their resume.
So that's sells a lot of copies too.
At the same time, I remember going to stores and seeing mad copies of Game of the Year versions of games. So like, I don't even know. Yeah, I think some of these places just be throwing shit on them. But that said the Game of the Year edition or whatever. And
but I think there's a fine line on it. I think there's a fine line, of how well it'll affect the game.
This is a new territory.
Yeah,
like Bethesda's in right now.
We'll see. If they tank, then we're like, all right, the Game Pass effect, you guys are just sellouts and your game fails. But if they stay the same, then we'll be like, hey, it doesn't really have much effect.
It's funny. It's like Microsoft is having like the, Game Pass effect issue of like quality of games, and now Sony's issue just seems to be like releasing games on time, and like on what console to put them on. The PS5, PS4 debacle, which doesn't seem to be occurring on the Xbox Series X.
Doesn't care.
Yeah. So I for every game that I've seen that's come out so far, it's always Xbox Series X or S enhanced.
Right? It's not that way it's not that way for Sony. For some reason, they're like lagging on lots of games.
I mean, hell, even the third parties, Biomutant, that's Series X and S enhanced.
Yeah.
But yet that shit ain't like that for the PlayStation. It's really
4K.
weird.
I'm still waiting for the Fallout 76.
Oh, I know, dude.
On Xbox it's 60 FPS, on PlayStation 5
what the
it's
heck,
30 FPS.
Man, that's just so frustrating.
So yeah, I don't know if there's some.
That's why I was so shocked
that or what.
When they gave us the 60 FPS Last of Us 2 update. I was shocked. Yeah. I wasn't here that week, but I was just so shocked because I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
I totally thought they were gonna wall that behind.
A new version,
right? Yeah, and make us buy it over.
The PS5 version.
Like
purchase it.
Like it's just. I mean, I don't know, man. What's going on? It's just frustrating. Why can't there just be these things seem like common sense to me?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah. So next up, as we said, E3 is coming. Nintendo Direct. It looks like they got their whole little segment. And this is a Nintendo Direct just like any other Nintendo Direct, I would assume. Right? Except it's just during the week of E3.
Right.
So I don't think it's going to be on the E3 stage. I think they're still going to have their Treehouse, production just like they've always had.
Right.
But, it's just during the week of E3. So do you think they are going to go hard? Or are they just going to give us some basic shit?
I think they're going to go hard. I think that we're going to see a Switch Pro model.
Okay.
I really hope a Switch Pro model.
Rumored,
so I hope that's part of their presentation. And then I would love to see Breath of the Wild, a sequel. That would be fantastic.
Totally, dude.
And I would love to see any Pokemon, which I think they, right? Did they say that they're
Legends?
The Pokemon Legends.
We don't have any idea what they're showing us, man, on this E3 Direct. So
they could just show us some.
I just would assume we would see that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm probably. Apart from Breath of the Wild, that's what I'm most excited to see.
So we would all say probably Breath of the Wild is for sure they're going to show it. They would have to show it, right?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would think so. It's been
a while.
Long
since
the last one launched. I mean, I'm expecting some big stuff.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Breath of the Wild. I just don't know. Nintendo makes some weird choices and decisions on things sometimes I just don't understand.
That's true.
But I'm expecting that. I'm expecting Pokemon. Like, what about Metroid Prime, right? Like, what about... Are we going to see that finally? Like,
I'm expecting a new Animal Crossing.
I know, right?
Maybe some DLC, huh?
Yeah, some new DLC or something, man. Yeah. It's one of the biggest games they got.
Do you get do you reveal Nintendo Switch Pro early, like leak it early, show it early, or during the show, like use it to get people to tune into the show, or make people just reveal it during the show? Like, how do you leverage it?
If it was me, I would say it would have to be at the beginning of the show or the day before, so that when you show all your games,
early, right? Yeah.
When you show all your games, you're showing the pro versions, and they're gonna look like amazing. You know what I mean? People are gonna be like, "Wow!" Like actually jaw dropping. If we see Breath of the Wild 2 and it looks the same,
Switch,
it's like, well, that's cool. That's cool. But if it looks like next gen,
right,
PS5, Xbox kind of graphics, that's gonna get us to turn our heads, in my opinion.
But wouldn't it be dope though? If you're going into this Nintendo Direct and you're looking at all this shit and you're expecting this Switch Pro and you don't see nothing and you're looking at these games and they look like, oh, that looks like a basic Nintendo Switch game or whatever. And then at the very end, they have their like one new contender or something like that. One more thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a new contender.
And
then boom, it's the Switch Pro. And they show the Switch Pro and then they say, all of these games that we just showed you are on the Switch Pro. And then they show you these basic bitch images of the Nintendo Switch games. And then they give you that little pan over where it just glides over everything and all of the games look superb and magnificent and the water is glistening and shit in the videos.
Nintendo's impossible to predict, man. Like, they do weird things. They could launch it early, or they can do what you're saying at the very end of the show. Like, they have some
I would think they
reason
could do it
for
at the end of the show just because it's
I tend to think
making
early.
you wait.
I tend to think early, and I tend to think even like a day before, not even like.
So you think right before E3, boom, they're gonna try to start all
because
of the noise.
Because that's gonna really make me want to. I think I'm thinking too personally, but like me personally would want to really tune in now.
Okay, so just an announcement to say, hey, we got the Switch Pro, give you a picture, and then give you the lowdown of what it is.
That's how I probably prefer it, because I think that would hype me up enough to want to like actually tune in. Because I'm not usually too hyped to turn into the Nintendo Directs. Nah. But that would tune me in.
But also, majority of the Nintendo Directs, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong, but they're mostly on like one or two things. Like it'd be like one game is all the Nintendo Direct is on. Yeah. So maybe this E3 version of Nintendo Direct is a little bit more broader with a couple more of their IPs that they're talking about. And then maybe they mention the new system. I mean, the system's been in talks, been in rumors for the last couple of months now. So I would hope that we do see it. But I mean, it could stay rumors,
Just give us Breath of the Wild and Pokemon, man.
Are you going to be ready to pay that $400 for a Switch Pro?
I think every game they're going to announce is going to be on the Switch, too. I don't think they're going to make anything exclusive to Switch Pro.
I would say that's probably fair.
So I probably won't hash out for a Pro.
Won't need to.
I'd have to really see what they change on it.
Yeah.
As of right now, all we've noticed is the new chipset, right? And so
I hope it wasn't a new screen too. New chipset and a new screen, like an OLED screen.
Oh, there might have been like
yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
a little bit larger screen too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope there is exclusives, but in the third party realm, like let's say like Call of Duty or something like that.
Oh, more third party games
yeah.
that you can. Yeah, that's a good
Because
point.
the third party
Definitely don't wanna
games,
see Call of Duty
no
on
one
there.
plays third party games on the
nah,
Switch, dude.
they're
No
bad.
one. They're-
Squid
yeah.
tells me how bad they
They're
are.
not unplayable. That's
So-
gonna be the big. I think that's the big game changer. If you play, which I don't, if you play lots of third party games on your Switch, I don't play a single third party game on my Switch.
Me neither.
Then that's a big deal. You're gonna
Absolutely.
really want that pro version. If you can all of a sudden play Call of Duty Black Ops without any lag, that's
huge on the go.
That's a huge deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think like that's.
I mean, the mobile does pretty damn good, right? Isn't there a Call of Duty mobile?
Yeah.
Yeah, people like the mobile one, but it's not like
But you only
Cool.
play versus mobile people. It's like a separate thing.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it's 500 for a good machine that can play third parties,
You think it's gonna be 500, man?
I think so. I
Dang,
think
that's expensive.
I know it's going to be
pricey.
expensive.
PS5.
Yeah,
It's a PS5, dude.
But just think about the prices on everything these days. It's going to be expensive. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. My mind jumped to 400, like you said,
Yeah.
but
I-
500
I
that
think,
seems
I
pricey,
think
man.
I think 499, but
Wow.
I hope I'm wrong. I absolutely hope I'm wrong, but
Seems
I wouldn't
So high for
I
a
wouldn't
handheld.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how much it was for the pro this pro version. Maybe it comes with the pro controller, maybe it comes with a couple other things that make it I don't know. But
Yeah, that's just not enough for me for not a new like a Switch 2.
Yeah.
For a Switch 2, I could see that.
Just a Switch upgrade.
Just an upgraded Switch. I can't buy that.
I mean, they gave us a reduced price for a variation of the Switch, right? For the
The
Lite.
Switch
Yeah.
Lite.
It was like
Right,
what,
$249.
$100 reduced or $50 reduced?
249, I think.
Okay,
So that's like
50.
$150 off.
and I think it's like 200 now, no? It's like
Oh
199.
no, actually, Switch Pro is 300. I mean, just a Switch regular.
It's
yeah, it's
300.
3.
Undocked is 300, and the Switch Lite is 200. That's a great deal. $200 for the Switch
Yeah, yeah.
Lite.
But no, just the whole package of the Switch is 3.
Yeah.
With the dock. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
So-
300.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
which is like a $200 upgrade seems high to me when you're paying $300 right now for a Switch,
Yeah.
and I can play all the games, right? Which goes back to what we were talking about. Why there's no point to get a PS5. I think we all think it's about the games.
Yeah,
Right?
you bring up a good point. So if the Switch is still memory card based, I think 400 probably would be reasonable. But yeah, if they did
Like a solid state in
if
there.
they
of some
did
kind.
add some sort because for me for it to be a pro, it needs to be something more than just the CPU and GPU in my opinion.
That's why I agree. I agree
So,
with you.
hopefully they add some sort of solid state in it, even if it's small, even if it's 128.
because that would make it load a lot faster, right? Because you're
Way
loading
faster.
off of these freaking
Little-
memory cards, and it's like, yeah, it's not like reading a disc, but
It's
that shit's slow,
literally one step above.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just barely better.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of things I need to see, which
Yeah.
is why I'm curious what's going to
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
at E3.
I'm excited.
I'm almost positive they're revealing it. It's 100% that we're going to see a pro version,
I
right?
can't wait, man.
So I'm really pumped about that. It just depends on when
freaking
they
wait.
show us.
yeah, it'd be dope if they started the Nintendo or the Xbox segment of E3 with the dude from Nintendo walking out. Hey, he's
Yeah,
like,
I know,
hey,
right?
Game Pass is available on the Nintendo Switch. He just walks off.
That's what I'm hoping. Oh, but dude, one thing I wish they do with this pro model is sell us just a version that's the freaking tablet. Assuming it still clicks in
Oh.
with our dock and our Joy-Cons.
The brain.
Yeah, I don't
Use
want to
the
pay.
main
That'd
unit.
be cool just to buy the tablet only. You know
And
how?
have your Joy-Con slip on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I
It's a way to
literally
cut
have
costs,
8.
too.
I have tons of all the accessories,
Right.
and for them to keep it, priced competitive, maybe there's some things that they can do like that. Because I know they started doing that. with-
Joy-Cons ain't really hitting for that much, though. Are they?
There's $70
They're
bucks
expensive,
for a
bro.
pair.
Hmm.
And then the dock's $100 bucks if you buy it by
of those
itself.
Joy-Cons,
The
man.
dock.
Seems like a rip-off.
Yeah, dude, for
Those
2
little
little things.
Joy-Cons,
And I hate
dude.
Joy-Cons, by the
With
way.
drift.
I know. I hate them, too.
They come with drift
I
included.
only use the Pro controller because
Yeah.
those things are not usable.
Yeah. I can't use the Joy-Cons,
Maybe for a
man.
little
They're
kid, but-
pathetic.
Yeah,
You know?
But that's the only way you're gonna get the motion stuff.
I'm just so
And there's
worried.
some games that you have to play with the Joy-Con.
Yeah. But luckily, the
so-
Pro controller has some movement. Like
Does
for
it?
Odyssey, you know how the Joy-Cons, you got to spin them?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
controller, you can move it.
Oh,
It
okay.
has a little bit of the Joy-Con features in it.
Because I know that's the issue with the Switch Lite, right? Is that you can't play like multiplayer
Right.
on that sucker.
Yeah.
Period. And there's like a couple other things where certain games require you to have the Joy-Cons and to pull them out,
Right.
whatever. So
That's my biggest worry though. Is like they bring a new Pro out and they have like exclusive controllers you need to buy now for the Pro
That
version.
would suck.
XL controllers.
It's too
Just
much,
a little
man.
bit bigger.
It's asking too much from your consumer, but we'll see. Wouldn't put it past Nintendo.
Yeah, and for the last topic, we decided that we wanted to discuss some of the E3 predictions that we have. I mean, we've already mentioned a couple of different things that we'd like to see with Nintendo, a couple things with 2K, whatnot. But as far as like predictions go, and then games that you are excited for, that you pretty much believe will be there. You know, not the shit that you hope is there with
Right.
prediction, but like you know it's gonna be there. You can't wait to see it. So, you know, who wants to go first?
I'll keep mine simple. What I hope, Microsoft.
Are you making a prediction or
I'm doing my prediction.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you predict?
I predict that Microsoft is gonna announce some sort of collaboration with Nintendo. When they reveal the Pro, they're gonna say that Game Pass or xCloud. I guess they're the same, but Game Pass or xCloud, you're gonna be able to play the games on the Pro version. So I'm hoping that's what comes out because I feel like that'll add some more. If the Pro's like $500, that might get some more people to buy it.
Huge announcement, dude.
So that I'm hoping that comes because I know we heard trickles of, Nintendo and Microsoft.
Halo and stuff, yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's my prediction.
Who do you think announces it though? Who do you think do you think Xbox would announce it, or do you think the guy from Nintendo?
Probably
would announce
Segue.
Phil
like
Spencer.
I don't know.
it? Does Phil
No
Spencer
idea.
announce it, or whoever's in charge of Nintendo? Do they
I think it might
announce
be on Nintendo's end. Like
You
at
think
the end
so?
when they or at the end or the beginning, they'll show.
They one last contender
No.
that one, and
Yeah,
then
maybe.
freaking pull up.
It'll be like Master Chief comes in the scenario, and then you'll see the dude playing the Master Chief collection. On
Where
the
do
thing.
you announce it? Do you announce it on Microsoft's show or Nintendo's show?
That's what I was saying.
I would say
Like
you
on
do
whose
it.
show do you
You do it on
announce
Probably do it on
Nintendo, who's
Nintendo.
right before. Oh no, Nintendo's is at the end. Actually, they're at the end of the show. Remember, on the June 15th at 9 a.m.
But that would be a kicker though if Xbox got one last thing to say, and then Nintendo is the one that brings it out.
So on their show?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
I know,
Nintendo's
like you're
show. That would be
saying,
dope.
like he walks out, Miyazaki or whatever the guy's name is,
yeah,
and he says, and Xbox Game Pass will be on Nintendo
That'd be dope.
Switch Pro.
That's
just walks
my-
off, just turns
that's
around,
it. Like everybody
turns around
just
as the
wild
applaud
out.
turns around as the applaud. He's not even looking and walks off stage.
Yeah, man.
It'd be dope. Dude,
So,
I mean,
I'd
that
buy
would
a
be-
Pro if that was the case. I'd buy a Pro. Damn. Yeah,
That's a really big
My
deal.
only thing with that though is how trash the xCloud is right now. So
I
if
would want-
xCloud is trash right now. Is the Switch gonna do anything
it's not gonna
better?
fix
It's
that.
still gonna be ass.
But there's a chance you can download some, and that's where it becomes
Now,
not
if
ass.
if it's able to be used like a system,
Yes, as like a system.
then that's something else
the
we
go.
talk about.
Yeah.
Could you just imagine just your whole Switch memory card is Xbox games for that bitch? You like, man, I'm about to Switch. I don't even play shit for this thing.
Hey, buy a Nintendo product to play Microsoft game. It's just an Xbox.
Yeah,
It's
for
really
sure.
just an Xbox.
All right, so what are you looking forward to hearing?
I mean, probably just the 2K stuff we already talked about.
Okay.
I'm really interested to see more about the Tiny Tina.
Which
the
one?
Tiny
Is there one you
Tina.
want to see the most of? Or just all?
Probably equally Tiny Tina and the Marvel XCOM. You know what I mean? So that piqued my interest when you sent us the article. So that's kind of my thoughts.
I'm kind of afraid of what they're gonna do with this Marvel thing. I mean, you know, because I'm not a huge fan of XCOM.
Yeah.
So I haven't really played too many of them. But I mean, they kind of shit the bed with Marvel's Avengers. So it's like if they
You're
do
extra
any of that
cautious now.
bullshit.
But the good news is- the good news is-
you fucking up
Yeah.
a whole
Yeah.
you whole fucking
universe,
up a
man.
whole world,
Yeah.
man. Like, come on.
Yeah,
bro.
the good news is though they're following the XCOM's engine and recipe. So like
why
literally
I have faith,
all the
too.
rules are written for them. They just have
Okay.
to put
They just
their
gotta put new skins
Marvel
on.
skin on it, and that's what they're good at doing. Putting their Marvel skin on things.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, they charge you $1.50 for a pack of gum and throw you some skins. So, you know why not, right? That's simple.
No, that's why I agree
I
with
have
Mark, right? Yeah, because you already have the XCOM formula.
Yeah,
You're just skinning in and out. Well, we're good now. We're good.
We're good.
All right.
we're good.
When you have them trying to make their own new thing, though.
No,
Now I'm nervous.
do not
right?
make any new Marvel stuff, dude. because it's just gonna be cash up gums,
Just enough,
Cheetos,
dude.
Coca-Cola, all this stuff.
Cheetos.
Diet Pepsis.
Diet
and
Pepsi.
stuff.
Man, it's funny.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'll go up
Okay.
next for my predictions. So of course I would love to see, Fable finally, right? With all the talking and whatnot. But
That'd be great.
my prediction for this one is that we're gonna see Indiana Jones. It's a big
Ooh.
segment with
Forgot
Bethesda
about that.
and Xbox. And they got to be showcasing a lot of stuff, right? If Bethesda is pretty much taking up the majority of the time with Xbox. So, I mean, the Starfield, all that stuff or whatever, that's already been declared. But I would really like to see the, Indiana Jones game. And I think that this would be their chance to show it.
That's a cool idea.
During that, even if it's like a small trailer, just to show us what they've been working on or whatever. But before all we saw was a picture. You know what I mean? So I think this would be the moment, like, to get even more buzz behind
Absolutely.
Bethesda
That's a good
and
point.
Microsoft. Because I mean, Starfield is just a name. We still don't know what the fuck Starfield is, but everybody knows
Right.
Indiana Jones. You know what I mean? So I think that's something
That's a
that
cool
would
one.
be looked forward to.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that.
Yeah, but
Forgot about that.
I would really love to see that Indiana Jones thing. And as far as like something that I'm looking forward to seeing, I don't really have anything that I'm necessarily like looking forward to. I mean, I guess maybe more of Deathloop or something
Okay.
like that. But
Cool.
just to see if they give us a little bit more detail as far as like, I don't know. I don't think they've given us an actual release date for it yet, right?
Yeah, there's a release date, August
there's a-
24th, I think. or something
Okay,
like that,
all right.
yeah.
So
And
I
it's
mean,
already
it's
on
coming
sale.
up.
It's already on sale. You're
It
right.
is?
It's been on sale in the PSN store too.
Yeah,
like
for
10 bucks
10% off.
left.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
$53.
Okay.
That's always a red sign.
But
red
that's
flag.
but that's
That's a
the
great
Xbox
price.
Bethesda section, so they might not even show Deathloop on there or
'Cause that's a
whatever,
Sony
just
thing?
because
I know.
because it's a Sony
Yeah,
exclusive
probably.
or whatever.
But
But
they'll show that game at E3. You'll get to see some footage of that game, I think.
yeah,
Right?
but there's like a whole bunch of things I'm hoping that we see. But I would
Hogwarts,
mine
right?
would be like a twofer, huh?
Hogwarts, right?
And
Hogwarts,
Gotham
that would
Knights.
be
And
fun.
Gotham Knights.
Yeah. Either of
And
those.
those
wanna
were
see
all
more.
mentioned
I wanna
last
see
year,
more of those.
and it would be great to see
Dude, I
those.
forgot about Hogwarts.
But
man.
as far as like what I would predict seeing is I'm predicting that Bethesda showcases some Indiana Jones shit, and that would be
Dude,
one
I
of
think
the
that's a really
things I
good
would love to
prediction
see.
only because I think all we're thinking in our mind is Starfield and Elder Scrolls. There's
Right.
got to be more than that, especially like how like kind of like a little pseudo prediction that Microsoft is going to lean heavily on Bethesda for like their games.
Right, that's what
You
we
got to
kind of
see more than
predicted
there's
last
got to be
time.
more games they're working
There has to
on
be.
than just those two.
There has to be. you know,
Right,
There has
so-
to be.
And of course Deathloop, but they're not going to show Deathloop because that's a Sony thing. But
They might not.
yeah.
I mean, it could be like Microsoft just passes it off to Bethesda, and then Bethesda showcases everything they've been working on,
Maybe.
and then you could see Deathloop. Because it's like whatever. I mean, shit, they're still making money from it, so you
Yeah.
know why put it past them that they wouldn't showcase it, even though it's for the PlayStation.
right.
But I definitely want to see some Indiana Jones, man,
Me too.
and I think
wanna
we're
see
gonna
what
get it.
direction they go with that.
Yeah.
That's a good prediction.
So what about you?
So I don't know if this is just like wishful thinking, but I guess my prediction is I think that Microsoft is going to stop effing around. And you know how they showcase all their games, like world exclusive. And like the last time we did a showcase with them, they said, and all these are going to be playable on Game Pass.
Mhm.
I think they're going to do something similar and say all these games you're seeing are going to be playable this year or early next year. So within like the next 6 to 12 months, every game we see,
So
we're going to
they're
be able
gonna
to
get
play
us
it.
a small
Exclusively
timetable
on the Game Pass? You think?
Well-
exclusively on Xbox?
Well, all their exclusives,
that they're
but
made
just
available.
everything they show us
It's coming soon.
is coming soon, like this year or early next year.
What would be ill
That'd be
is if they just did like a wicked ass like shadow drop, and they're just like like some big ass game, and then it's available now
Right.
on
On
Game
Game
Pass.
I'm
Yeah.
expecting
Go get
something
Game
like
Pass.
that. I'm expecting
Exactly.
like a Psychonauts drop. Like you could play Psychonauts 2
But just
this week.
but just imagine though, as many people who have the Xboxes but don't have Game Pass for whatever reason, like you could get a trial for $1, So what's stopping you from if somebody was to just if Xbox was just to drop a game right then and there and it was a big title on their Game Pass, what's stopping you from just paying $1 to play it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Which is
Like,
why
you
I
would get
think like
mad
a lot of
subscriptions
this is why I
off of
think
that.
like a lot of the games, like I just my opinion, I think they're gonna be like, okay, Starfield you could play this holiday season, Scorn this holiday season,
Start giving you some
Everwild this
times.
holiday season. And they're just gonna go crazy. And it's just gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's so many games to play. And like, cause you know Xbox hasn't had any new games to play, and they're just gonna like all of a sudden drop
Flood the
this
market.
hammer,
Halo
and, like,
Infinite coming.
Halo Infinite this holiday season, and we're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's so many games
Greg!
we're gonna get to play, right?
Or
That's my
Craig.
prediction.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like for once in their life, everything they show us, we're gonna be able to play it. Because we didn't get any of that from like the last showcase. None of the games have come out. And so I think it's just going to be like, look at, not only do we have lots of new games coming out, but you can play them all now. And there's no, kind of capitalizing on this whole delay stuff. Like they're all playable now, or this holiday season or something.
For sure.
And the game that I'm looking forward to seeing the most is actually that Final Fantasy Souls-like game. That's what I'm most excited to see.
Square Enix section,
That Square
right?
Enix one. I'm really, really excited to see that
It's gonna
game.
be. I'm really
I
interested.
wonder
I'm
how
really
long
hooked-
their
really
area
pumped
is
for
going to
that
be.
game.
I wonder how long it's going to be, like maybe 20 minutes, 15 or something like
The
that.
little show. It's gonna be
Yeah.
an hour probably, like a long
Think
little
so?
show. Yeah. So
I
I'm
wonder if they're going
expecting
to give us a good amount of time
I'm
on there.
expecting to be blown away by that.
The only problem, though, that I have with seeing some of these so early is like you want to play them
Oh, I
like
know.
ASAP. And if you tell me that shit ain't coming out till 2022, I would be hot. You showed me. That's
what
like getting your birthday gift extra early. Like your mama comes and she shows you, hey,
you
I
can't
got you
open it
these new
until
pair of
next
J's,
Christmas.
but you can't wear these
your next
hoes
birthday.
until it's like
it's like-
come on, ma. Like, come on, man. Let me get that.
I know. I hate that. Which is why I'm hoping Microsoft finally stops playing around, and everything we see, we're gonna be able to play. Just focus on what we can play.
Right.
Don't give us like
In
a
the near future.
screenshot, of like a game that's coming out in 2024. I want to know what we can play this holiday season or early next year, like February, March.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
sure.
So that's what I'm hoping happens.
I'm hoping that happens too, man, because that would be exciting. I'll be like, I'll text you, hey, man, you was so right.
I know.
They dropping everything right now.
I just want people going like, oh my gosh, like coming back to the show next week
happen.
and just being like blown away,
Yeah.
I hope it happens too.
So
Another sideline prediction is that PlayStation dropped something like the day before E3.
dude, I think
State
you're
of
right
play.
on that.
Yeah, a state of play,
a
a
new
brand new
state of play.
with like a whole bunch of new information to shit all over everything that Xbox could possibly put out.
Yeah, and just pull the wind out of their sails, dude.
I mean, if you catch, the biggest thing, right, is to catch the media before everybody else does, right? So if you got your shit getting talked about so much, your stories might drown out the news stories that's coming because there's just so much.
Exactly.
And you could just flood it with
Sony's
little
good at
tidbits.
timing it like that too, man.
Yeah, you
But
could
I'll-
just flood it market with little
I would
tidbits.
say in
every week.
Microsoft's defense or strength, they do have a couple tricks potentially. If any Halo related things comes out, that's gonna be like front page. If they do
show
any
anything Fable, that's gonna take
Elder Scrolls, I
pages.
think
Dude.
that's gonna be front page. So they have a couple things. If they do show, I think even if PlayStation tries to sideline them with something, they still have enough things that people have been waiting that people are still eager.
You think Obsidian is working on something
Yeah,
to show like
Avowed.
real soon?
I think we're gonna see Avowed.
Avowed?
Yeah, that's the one we're waiting to see from
That's-
Obsidian. Avowed.
Yeah, forgot about that.
I mean, we're gonna get I think there's gonna be lots of exclusive games coming to Xbox like within the next 8 months. You're gonna get Forza.
because they just purchased a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
So-
get Forza, you're gonna get Halo, you're gonna get Scorn, you're gonna get Starfield, maybe Elder Scrolls. You're gonna get like lots of games, and I think they're gonna focus a lot on
That's
those
a lot, dude.
games,
That's
and
a
they're
lot
just
right
gonna be
there.
like, "Wow, you have a lot of games coming out that you can play right now."
Yeah.
And who knows what else? I mean, who knows what they'll say? And Indiana Jones is coming out next holiday season, right? Like, who knows what we could hear?
this holiday season.
don't they have
Dude,
the
this holiday season would
Lucasfilm?
be
Didn't
crazy.
they got the Star Wars permission too, right?
To make
Lucasfilms?
Bethesda, right? I think
Yeah, Bethesda has.
Got-
Well, that's how they got Indiana Jones.
and-
or Ubi got Star Wars. I thought
Was it Ubi?
Ubi's gonna make a Star Wars game.
I thought it was whoever got Indiana got Star Wars too.
No,
Maybe
because
I'm
you
wrong.
could just get the IP on there. But I think Ubi does.
got it?
Got Star Wars, I
Or
think.
EA.
something like that.
EA's been had it, but I think Ubi just recently got it or something.
Yeah.
Got you.
But yeah, I mean that Lucasfilm shit, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping, man.
Yep. But anyways, that is it for this week's episode of the We Love Gaming podcast. We appreciate you guys for listening. Appreciate you for watching. If you got a prediction about what's going on with the E3, you got a couple of days before it happens. I think everything starts Thursday, or is it Friday?
I think it's Thursday.
Thursday?
First shows.
Yeah, where the first shows start. I think
Or
it's
it might
on
be
the
Friday,
12th, right?
The 11th.
something like
Or
that.
11.
But yeah, so you guys got a while. So toss some extra predictions down there. If we're right, if you're right, then maybe we'll comment, give you a couple thumbs ups or something like that. But I'm definitely interested to hear also what everybody is looking forward to seeing on this E3 thing. I know it's a lot of content that comes out, over a couple of days. So we'll be constantly getting new news. And things like that. So these will all be things that we're going to be talking about on the next week's episode. So, stay tuned for that.
Yep.
And, yeah, if you guys would like to, donate anything, contribute anything with the Patreon, the link is down there in the description. And until next week, we'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
Peace.
See you.
I love you, me.